Robert Mueller's results.
Bad news for the operating.
Better than being minor.
You're absolutely right.
And we're at
Minor, major, mark major.
Additional documents. An unredacted version of the Russell report.
Just another observation. That's just not the case. It's not closed.
Fins. How many times must I say fins?
It's a lighting.
And no wire hangers. How's everybody?
Ross did it.
How about you?
Oh wait, we're doing this new now.
Just a minute.
Just the middle.
Because they implicate executive branch interests.
Oh, that works good.
Yeah, it's very clear.
He wants to see my handsome face.
Well,
He needs it to be lit just right.
All your fans.
we can say that.
Dan doesn't want to see it.
Hey, Sue, remember that guy I used to date, Tom? Oh, yeah, the successful stockbroker.
Martino.
Which guy used to date Tom?
Yeah,
This guy
like the
used to
whole
date
package. When it came time to
I already did all this for
not
me.
exactly lighting up the
Maybe
scoreboard.
straighten up my
Really?
monitor.
Here's how. Our life in the bedroom wasn't that good.
Grave impacts, what's that? Grave impacts.
Actually, I didn't even think of that. That gave me some good ideas. What? Just how they invoked your name. You could place spots just during someone's show and invoke Ross, for example, even though it has nothing to do with Ross.
Oh, I see.
Oh, good.
Even Ross likes it.
You know what?
Michael Brown said it's one of the, or Michael said it's one of the best.
Call 800-993. Ask Tom. He uses them.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You could invoke it.
Ask Tom.
Well, I didn't mean that Tom. I meant my neighbor Tom.
Is your garage door making weird noises?
You like that little blue pill? Tom does.
They do.
Garage doors in my home, and Coach, you should too. Garage is the entrance to your home, and you want somebody you can trust.
Tommy,
Next time
Tommy, I have Cracker Jack calling. He doesn't have access to your house.
Garage doors,
Uh-oh.
303-738-4. That's 303-738-3667.
Hang on.
Okay, let me go in.
Just break a window.
Owning a small business means I'm constantly pulled in a dozen directions. Our orders coming in, shipments going out. Am I losing business to the competition? So when I started hiring employees, workers' comp insurance was low on my list of things to figure out. I just went with the biggest name provider and crossed my fingers. I had no idea how I'd be overpaying until a friend recommended high insurance. And just like that, I found out I could save 30%.
Insurance is simple, streamlined online
Really?
process puts you in control. You can get an online quote in as little as 2 minutes.
Really?
From
That is
your
interesting.
smartphone. Our workers' comp insurance is A-rated by AM Best.
I almost feel as if I need to get some.
And we'll be able to save you a lot.
Nice. You feel sick?
No, I don't. I don't want it. I don't want to get sick.
Who do we have?
Ideal work you can save at PIEinsurance.com. That's PIEinsurance.com.
Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan. If you're looking to borrow, you can use Ideal because they have such great programs for people. First of all, they have the interest rate guarantee. That means if interest rates go down over the next 2 years, they refinance you free of all lender fees. And they have credit optimization. They tweak your credit legally and quickly. Even though you're approved, they get you better credit, better ratings, which give you better costs. And listen to this one. The pre-approval is an actual approval. I mean, you don't have to go through anything. It's done. They just need the appraisal. And then you can close like a cash deal. And in this competitive market, that makes a big deal. So you see, they have everything that you need to be a success at idealhomeloans.com. That's idealhomeloans.com or 303-867-7000. 867-7000.
A crime can ruin your life. Get help with experienced trial attorney Joe Lizette. He's offering a free initial consultation and up to $500 off.
Are you still fasting until 4?
Yep.
Still.
Oh, yeah. Over a year now.
Oh my
That
God.
they called me because I could not put that off.
Yep. Why couldn't they get in?
They were at the house.
Just to hide a
They
key?
couldn't get in the garage. And Stephanie was right. I called. She says, I'm here. I just pulled up. I was troubleshooting. She's coordinating all that.
Now,
That's really important. They get their stuff done. Hi, I'm Tom Martino. This is the Troubleshooter Show. Let me explain what that is. If you're new to town, you're lucky you found us because this is the only place in the media where you can call and just bitch, moan, cry, complain, yell, scream, just unload. You got something on your mind. Somebody ripped you off, lied to you. Somebody was rude to you at a restaurant. You just, I don't know, you've bought something and it fell apart. Or you have good news. God, everybody should know about this handyman. Or you know what? I think that we should tell people about this restaurant. Whatever it is, it's everyday life. The aches and pains, the things that make you tick and the things that tick you off. And you know, I say that so often, I just assume everybody knows. This is the Troubleshooter Show. So you call and you unload and we get help. But the most important thing is when you listen. When you listen, you learn. So many of my listeners say, hey, Tom, that saved me. I heard about it and I didn't fall for it. So obviously, we want to know about scams. That's a very big deal. If you have any scams in the making and you have any phone numbers, we'll call them. We will do that. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Today I have Approval Reverse Mortgage in the house. We'll talk to them about reverse mortgages. As I said, a very valuable tool for the elderly. And some people use it, some people don't. I want to talk to Joan and clarify something about liens on a home. I think is a wonderful thing, actually, because it makes you like judgment-proof in your old age. Plus, you get to keep your equity for almost anything you need. I love it. Love the idea. We'll get to that. Plus, of course, any problems you have, all right? I also want to bring something up. I took a short vacation. Mark filled in for me. And I want vacation ideas. You know, it suddenly occurred to me, there are secrets to all vacations. People have found ways to fly cheaper. People have found hotel bargains. People have found ways to really take advantage of vacations or secret spots that no one knows about, or, you know, things you can do. Cheap or good value or fun things to do. It is vacation time for a lot of people. Kids are out of school. I would love to know any kind of weird vacations you've heard about or done, or any secrets you can unlock to great vacations. This number works while we're on the air, 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. The number that you can reach us all the time with, and you can hand out to people, really, and we will call you back. 303-MARTINO. If we don't answer, we'll call you back. 303-627-8466. Mike wants to talk about a construction problem. Mike, what's happening?
Yes, I hired a construction company, Quality Construction,
to
based
do
up
what?
in Denver.
To do what?
My roof.
Oh, so really it's a roofer.
Yes.
And this is because of a hailstorm?
The 2 hailstorms that we had down in the Springs.
Okay, and you hired this roofer. Did they knock on your door? How did you find him?
They kind of did the first house on the block.
Okay, gotcha.
I waited as long as, you know, I wasn't in no rush.
I understand. So what happened?
You know,
what went wrong? Let's put it that way.
Well, they waited after the first storm in order to start work on the second storm and telling me that the first claim was still open.
Well, and technically it is, and you have 2 different deductibles in 2 different cases. It gets complicated. So, Michael, are you using Quality Construction on both of them?
Yes, because
okay.
They told me I had to.
Well,
you know,
who said you had to?
They did.
Well, you didn't have to. You didn't have to. But I want to know about the first claim. Did you pay them?
Not for the. I haven't finished payment on the first claim.
I'm not asking finished. Have you paid them at all?
Partial payment of $4,000 for the first claim. Yes.
And that you got from your insurance company, right?
Right.
Yeah. You know.
And all they did was the roof.
Oh well, that's all they were supposed to do, right?
Well, they never said what they were supposed to do next. The problems that was damaged on the first storm was the roof, gutters, and the shed.
Okay. And did they say they were doing all of it?
They never said. They never.
Well,
said
what does your contract say, bro? Hey, what does your contract say?
The contract that I did not see. What? Anything what they was going to do. Michael, they were gone. They were gone for over a year. Mike. What do you mean over a year? They left. Wait.
How far apart were these storms?
These storms were like almost a year apart. They were apart.
So listen, let me get this straight. You had them on your first job. They did the roof and left. And you say they didn't finish the job, but you don't have a contract to prove they were supposed to do more. I have to tell you this, Mike. Okay, I'm just going to be straight with you because
It's up to 14,000.
Okay, but even though you say it never cost me 14 before, so you paid them 4, they want another 8 plus another 2.
Right.
Okay, but did they give you a detailed description of what they did?
No.
Okay.
Well, now after the second storm.
But that was a year later, second
Right.
storm. Okay.
They're adding stuff to the first claim.
Okay. Why are you using them on the second storm?
They told me that they could. They told me that I was under.
Mike, you were under a contract. You didn't even see a contract, man. I don't mean to yell at you, but, bro, you are causing your own problems. Did you sign a contract for the second storm?
Yes, after they came back.
Okay, so I can't help you. You signed a contract for the second storm. And on the second storm, how much have you paid him so far? On the second one, how much have you paid him?
The second storm, I paid him out. I paid him out on the second storm.
How much?
It was a total of 14.
Okay, so what? Okay, now I understand. You used him the first time, and they wanted 14. You only gave him 4. You used him the second time, and you paid him 14. So now they're trying to collect from the first storm. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Why do you have a problem with paying them? You got paid from your insurance.
Well, see, they did work on the second storm. They did the roof, they did the gutters, and they did
But
the
Mike,
skylights.
they also did that on the first storm.
They didn't do no skylights, no gutters on that
But
first
you
storm.
don't have a contract that says they have to. Here, I want you to listen to me, and then you can tell me what you think. First, you owe them completely for the first storm. It doesn't matter that there was a second one. You owe them whatever the bill is. Now, if you don't have a detailed bill, we'll call them and say, provide the man with a detailed bill for both storms, okay? I want Deputy Dan to handle this. Deputy Dan, I want a detailed bill for both storms, period. But I think, in a nutshell, Mike, I think you spent the money on that first storm, didn't you? The balance. What did you do with the rest of them? Well, what did you do with the rest of the insurance money from the first storm?
I still have it.
Okay, good. Hold on. We'll try to negotiate something. But you need to see a bill. You need to see a detailed, itemized bill for each storm. I'm Tom Martino. That's the way we roll. Let's just tell it like it is, okay? Now, Darren Darren is talking about something that everyone's talking about. People are pissed off. Why? They're getting their property values assessed. And that means you pay tax based on the mill levy. A mill levy is how much you pay per $1,000 of valuation. For example, if the mill levy was, $4, if it's expressed in dollars, so on $1,000 you'd pay $4. On $10,000 you'd pay $40, and so on. But that's just fictitious numbers. Darren, are you upset because your value went way up?
Yes, we got a little business. It's vacant property, 80% in the floodplain.
Yeah.
It went, no structures on it, went from 220,000 to 900 and some odd thousand.
You know what? Here's the sad truth. We all want to have high valuations when it comes to selling, but we want dirt valuations when it comes to paying taxes. Now, I want to ask you, no one's listening, the tax man is not listening. Now, between you and me, honest to God, what is, I don't mean tax, I don't mean this, I don't mean that, I mean truly, what could you sell that property for? And don't BS me.
Seriously, it's in the floodplains.
What could you sell that property for, Darren?
$2,000 an acre if I'm lucky. That evaluation.
And how many acres do you have?
1,000.
Huh?
52.
You have 52 acres?
Yes.
Where is it?
It's in Adams County, out in Byers, Colorado.
Where, though? Where? I mean, because you might have a point here. They might have overvalued it. But where?
It's north of the town of Byers on the creek, the Bijou
Does
Creek.
it have any commercial value?
No, it's all farmland around.
You say you're lucky if you get 110 grand for this, or 100,000.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
And
Let's
they say it's worth.
Now.
They say it's worth 900.
Yes, 900 some thousand.
Okay, why don't you hold on, because we are going to talk to someone about protesting property values. We have an expert on the topic, and do you know almost every single consumer who listened to us and did what we said won.
This report is sponsored by Napa
And
Auto Parts.
Tomlinson's coming on, but he said to tell you he's no longer Remax, he's Metro Brokers, which I'll put on the screen, but he wants to sell it for 900. Buyers, absolute, anything,
Man, he thinks it's 9 times?
That's what happened.
That's crazy.
Maybe it got rezoned.
It was ag land.
Tell you what, I'd tell him, I said, will you buy it?
900,000 for property in Adams County out in the country.
If it got rezoned as commercial or something.
Even if it went from ag to regular residential.
No, I said commercial.
No, she's talking
Oh,
about,
to
and
build
she's
a
right.
neighborhood.
And she's right, because,
Building
let's say,
big difference, because the ag,
who, what, when, where,
Ag is
when
nuts.
it's ag, they pay zero. Yeah, we'd be a rich state if we.
I'll bring up my shit, I just don't have it readily available. Hold on.
$150 on quality.
Yeah, how do we find out if it got rezoned?
You have to go to the assessor's site. and look
I'm
at
gonna
it.
have you reprimanded.
Does he have an address just on,
If you have his name, you can go to the Adams County Assessor site, and you can.
Put that
No,
caller's full name
that
up.
doesn't matter. If it's a 1 minute.
I wanna look up his property.
Sometimes they mark the lives as recorded. Now, if they're truly run of schedule recorded, they're recorded. But many times they put the lives in as recorded to give me the option. Because we have what's called live recorded, and then we have live. But just, if you're in doubt, I'll do it. Just don't worry about it.
Talk about art of granite because I just love the
See,
way
this is one of those tin ones.
Okay, and that was supposed to be live, but that's okay, because
and decided he wanted to
That get
be
fixed,
in
yeah.
granite.
What I'm saying.
Art of granite fabricates beautiful countertops.
Do you know if that
Listen, I'm
time
not
will
gonna
get up?
hurt you with the show operations, because you only fill in now and then, but it basically this, listen. We rotate lives, and then record it live, so everyone gets fresh new stuff. And then we build up our bank of recordings, and I get them.
Your price. If you like it, you will go to the showroom and pick out your material, your
So all I'm saying is it's up to us what we do live and what we record. But what we do is try to keep, some are always live, some we rotate through to keep them fresh.
Natural stone, as well as solid surfaces. Quotes on the phone, 303-386-5919. The bathroom's free when you have the kitchen done at the same time, and also, he will tear out and haul away everything free. 303-386-5919.
Hi, my name's Christina Stumble, and I own Farm Girl Flowers in San Francisco. With my Spark Cash Card from Capital One, I earn unlimited 2% cash back on all my business purchases. Last year,
All right, whatever he did downstairs fixed it, we're connected.
Yeah, $100 and that doubled our digital marketing budget for the summer. Thanks to my Spark Card, we had our best summer yet. Imagine what the Spark Card from Capital One could do for your business.
No, because they're always live. You're absolutely right.
How can you make as much
But
as
I will make
$1,000
some
in as
backups.
little as 10 days? Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky for American Financing, and instead of
Actually,
letting credit
we pride
cards
ourselves on being
compound at
complicated.
18 or 20% or more, move it into your mortgage at a much lower rate. And
It's got an
save up to
address.
$1,000 a month. Mortgage
You see
rates
where I
have
send the
been low
reprimand?
over a year, so
Okay,
now
good.
is the time to take advantage. As long as you have equity in your home, you can
But,
pay off any debt, not
Shannon,
just credit
it
cards.
doesn't come with
And
corporal
get it done
punishment, so that's what you were hoping, but.
days. So call American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants today. It takes just 10 minutes to start. There's no commission, no obligation, no pressure, and never any upfront fees. Just a loan customized for your needs. You might even be able to delay up to 2 months of mortgage payments. You have nothing to lose except a bunch of interest expense. So give them a call, 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
You know, I almost don't have enough time to tell you how great this deal is. That whole house surge protector, I'm getting it in my house. They'll go and put a full surge protector, protects your motors, your appliances, your electronics, especially over time. You see, it's not just spikes that kill it, but unclean electricity that fluctuates. And this conditions electric in your home to extend the life of everything. Just $149 fully installed, and guess what? Right now, it comes with a full electrical inspection. FixMyHome.com, 720-526-3939.
It's no surprise that money makes people happy.
I can't believe this is so exciting.
The nationwide 16K
Tom?
day giveaway every hour, weekdays 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. on 630.
I just won $1,000 off the radio.
K-House.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have approval reverse mortgage in the house. We'll talk to them. I do have some emails on that. And then Darren, he's upset. He has residential property out in the country, Adams County. He says he's lucky if he gets $2,000 an acre. He has about 50 acres, 100 grand. But he gets socked with a $900,000 valuation. He's not the only one. We've had a lot of people with the same problem, with condos, with houses, with everything. I only heard one person complain that their assessment was too low. Yeah, we actually had someone say, I'm not going to say who it is because it's too embarrassing, but she was complaining that her house was appraised too low, assessed too low. Now, Ed Tomlinson, I want to ask you something. You are with Metro Brokers, and you are what I call a tax protest expert. And you've been helping people for years protest tax valuations. You wrote a book on it. And I think I first met you almost 30 years ago, Ed. You've been doing this, right?
That's correct, Tom.
Now, Ed, a quick question for you, just a quick one. People are concerned with valuations, obviously, because the higher the valuation, the higher the property tax. That's a simple equation. So if your valuation goes up, your property tax will go up. But I have another question for you, and that is, when you go to sell your house, because you're a realtor too with Metro, when you go to sell your house, does anyone ever use those to justify paying you more or paying you less, or, excuse me, not paying you more, but do they use those values in any way?
Rarely. Only those buyers who don't understand that the assessor's point of view is for tax purposes only and not market value. Also, the appraisal date is usually anywhere from 6 months, 9 months, or 2 years out of date, 2 years ago, not current values.
So when you protest it, you can't use market value as an indicator? Let's say, like in his case.
Not today's market value. The current protest period is June 30th of last year. That's the magic appraisal date.
Okay, but let's say Darren, he says, I can't possibly get $900,000 for this land. I couldn't get it if my life depended on it, but I can get $100 for it. Can he use that as part of a protest?
Not a verbal. He needs some evidence or proof. But he said that he...
No, I guess what I'm asking more in theory. Can you use market value to argue?
You can if it was dated for the first 6 months of last year.
No, I understand. If it goes back in time to the right date. Like if there was similar property back then selling for $2,000 an acre, they can't possibly justify $900,000. But because you said these valuations are for tax purposes only, so does everyone know usually these valuations reflect a lower value than market?
They do not.
They don't recognize that?
They do not.
Okay. Do tax assessors recognize that? Are they influenced by the market?
No. They're not influenced by the market. They're influenced by what has happened in the past.
Meaning what?
In sales of similar properties.
Okay. So I guess what I'm asking is this. What's the very first thing you do if you're upset with that number you just saw? Oh, my God, $900,000? No way. What do you do? What's the very first thing you do?
You go into the assessor's office and say, I disagree. And then they will spend 2 or 3 or 4 minutes with you taking a look at their valuation.
Now, are you saying you go in, or can you just write that?
Well, if you don't have time, you can write it, or you can mail it in, you can fax it, email, etc. But what's important is that you get their attention early. If you wait until the end of the month, you're probably going to get a rejection notice. If you go in early, they'll spend some time and take a look at and review what they have sent to you. What they sent to you was a computer-generated valuation. It was not looked at by a human. And that's the whole reason for you getting the assessment notice. It kind of says, speak now or forever hold your peace.
So when you get your tax valuation and you want to protest, you simply say, I want to protest. There's no special form to fill out or anything.
There are forms, but it's not required.
And it's not required to give evidence on the first round, is it?
It's not required at any round, but the more evidence you have, the better the opportunity you have to reduce the valuation.
But isn't it true that even when you don't have evidence and you simply go through the protest process, you have a better than not chance of lowering it.
Absolutely.
See, this is what I want people to know. Just the mere fact that you protest gives you a great chance of getting it reduced, even if you don't have proof, if you just don't like the number. But there's something else important. Before you even protest, you taught me something years ago. You say first make sure they have your information correct, because sometimes they don't have the proper square footage, they don't have the proper acreage, they don't have the proper bathrooms. They make some simple mistakes.
Exactly.
And can you...
Right on, but right on time.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do I call up and say, I want to know if you have the correct information on my house?
Well, they'll give it to you over the phone, but oftentimes you can get it off the computer, from your own home. You can pull up your own assessment
online.
Online.
Okay.
And almost all counties can do that.
So when you protest the first time, you get a notice saying we agree or don't agree. Do you hear back from them?
You do. It might be a couple of months, and then you'll have a couple of weeks to respond to go to the second round.
But the first round is simply I protest.
So I protest, and that will get the assessor to take a second look at what they sent you.
Okay, Mark?
Almost every single county, Douglas, Adams, everywhere you can go on, you can start
Fine.
No, you can start all this online. You don't have to write a letter or walk in.
Fine.
And you can pull comps from right around you and attach it to them as evidence if they're higher.
But, okay, fine. But what we're saying is, if you have some older person, I wanted to say, but it could be middle-aged, who don't know anything about searching on the computer, they can go into the assessor's office and simply say, I protest. You can literally write it on the valuation and send it back, I protest. But what we're saying is they can't ignore the words, I protest, even if you don't have proof. That's the important message. Now, hold on, Ed, and we'll get to you in a second here. I just want to know, I want Darren to know that. Darren, first make sure they have the proper acreage, location, all of that, and simply write you protest, okay? Now what you do is go back to the time that they appraised, and the appraisal date, I believe, Ed, is the appraisal date on our valuations.
June 30th, 2018.
It's for everyone. June 30th, 2018 is for everyone.
Yes.
Okay, so what you need to do, Darren, is find the value as of June 30th, 2018. Okay? Darren?
Now, is there somebody I could hire to do this? I mean, I don't mind. I mean...
Yes, there are people that advertise, Ed, I've seen it, that they do it, and they how do they charge people? I think they charge a percentage of what they save or something?
Yeah, I think most of them charge 50% of whatever the savings are. But Tom, I do it for free if they agree that down the road in years or decades to come, they choose to sell the property, that they interview me. They don't have to use me, just interview me.
Okay, so you just want to be considered, and you'll you'll do this goodwill free of charge.
And all residential, most land. Some of the commercials I may have to charge a fee, but depending on the numbers.
Okay, so that's good to know too. So Darren, you know, you can call Ed when we're off the air, and his number is 303-596-5555. Ed Tomlinson, and I do believe we have his book in PDF form we should try to get out to people who write to us. I want to make absolutely sure we still have it, because it's a pretty good guide. We have more coming right up. I'm Tom Martino. Ed, if you could stick around, we'll probably have more questions. And then, of course, we have approval, reverse mortgage, and other stuff happening. This is Denver's Talk Station. Quality person's done. We're just making calls on them. But he doesn't have to hang on.
Is he on a referral list?
No, but he should be.
Let's find someone to
Yeah, but Mark, this guy is the best in the whole state on this. He wrote books on it, and he is so successful. If we have someone, that would be great. But this guy specializes in it. So I didn't want to get someone on just because they're on the list. I wanted the best guy at it.
Let's, I'll reach out to the county. We got names over there. Let's grab like Douglas County and get someone that actually works there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they don't encourage it, Mark. I mean, come on. This guy has gotten people. It's phenomenal what he has done in the past. Phenomenal.
Guys in the Mile High
City in 51.
If it works, we do it.
Traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30.
But actually, it wouldn't be bad to hear from a county perspective. You know that? But I wouldn't use them as my authority. That's for damn sure. They're not allowed to. They're not allowed to ignore a protest.
But that's good to know that the first one's just computer generated. Did you know that?
John Fuller, Fuller Law. If you're in a car accident, if you are injured, you only need to remember Fuller Law, John Fuller. Let me explain this to you. He is a personal injury attorney who will fight for you. Now, he'll give you free legal advice when you call. If for any reason you need an attorney, he's available, and he will only charge you if he collects for you. That's Fuller Law. If you don't need an attorney, he'll be the first one to tell you. 303-597-4500. 597-4500. His website, personalinjuryco.com.
Mark, I am.
I can't thank you all enough for being here today.
I'm on my 8 ball here trying to get things going here. I'm just like,
Why is this so
I'm a beat off today.
For what makes us us. Oliver Chapel Hill Mortuary and Cemetery.
What'd you just say? I'm a beat off.
Providers can help you celebrate
I got
life
you.
easily and affordably.
That's not what I heard.
Have you ever been a beat off?
It's not firing. Hey, get whoever Dominic back involved. It's not firing off brakes on that high line. Something's wrong with it.
Jaw alignment. Help you with TMJ. Stop sleep apnea with natural means in 2 years or less. Way cheaper than getting a mouthful of veneers. Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ. 303-690-0100. 303-690-0100. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. Tax day has come and gone. Did you file an extension? Do you owe money to the IRS? If so, interest and penalties are adding up every single day. And that will get really expensive really fast. Copy this number down right now for help. 844-LARSON Tax. Whether you owe $10,000, $50,000, $100,000 or more, my friends at Larson Tax Relief can help.
I was not complaining. See, Daphne's Hi, Daph. Yes, you were.
Just like you, Larson helps stop demand letters, wage garnishments, and they prevent property seizures. Call Larson Tax Relief.
She was sharing, not complaining, Mark.
Larson Tax. Larson will get you the best possible resolution.
I'm going to call up
Dignity and
Premier's
respect.
Village
844
and ask them to raise her
If you
assessment
owe
value.
back taxes or you need classes and audit, let Larson Tax Relief deal with those collectors. 844.
He also has a PDF book he gives out free.
844-LARSON or LarsonTaxRelief.com.
Have you ever done yours, Mark, before this?
Every year.
Every year you do it?
Every year.
What do you do every year? Do you get it reduced every year?
Whenever. Anytime I get the fucking notice.
No matter what it is, you protest it, right? Of course. And do you get a reduction?
Yeah. But everything's right. My whole purpose on it, everything.
I know.
You hit it right there. You hit one button, it finds comps attached to them, and then Douglas has everything to look at right there. They make it so easy, it's crazy.
They give you the comps?
They give you hit one button and
Mark,
it shows.
what if the comps don't support your argument then, Mark?
Well, in mine they do, so I don't care. If they didn't, I wouldn't use their comps.
I had to go dig up my own.
You dug up your own? Are you in Douglas? Where are you?
No, up in Gilpin.
Oh, I don't. Gilpin's kind of small though, right? I don't know what they have. When did you have to do that?
2 years ago.
I thought maybe they changed it now. Let me look. Gilpin County.
Did you know you don't have to go to dealers for scheduled
Or not
maintenance
SOS,
on your
Gilpin
new
County,
car? Do it for you. Owner Allen. We offer full factory schedule
And they never
maintenance, all repairs of vehicles with a 3-year, 36,000-mile national warranty.
I did done my own comps. I mean, it's easy to do. So I can just look at
Print out
Zillow.
the schedule, all your maintenance, and what we put in your car. Get your nanny on.
Where
Get
is
Pro
the,
Auto Care. Denver and Littleton, 303-PRO-AUTO. And online,
Protest process right there.
303proauto.com.
Protest form.
Oh, yours is not automated at all, bro. That sucks, man.
What's not
Gilpin County has nothing online. If I was a county, I wouldn't do it online either because then no one would do it.
Or if you put in there, be very selective.
Watch, let me show you how Douglas County does it now.
Well, I wonder if Arapahoe County does it.
Your house here?
Yeah.
I bet it does.
Is it automatic? Really?
Oh, God.
Automatic comps?
It's hard to contest them because on the back of it, They have like our model. Maybe there's more bathrooms in there because our basement's not finished, but.
Residential online appeal, residential property online appeal form.
Denver stock stations.
And that window, you only have a short window to do all that.
I'm Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. And this, my mic broke. This hour brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Whether you're buying or selling, you won't do better than Frank. And that's 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, realestateman.com. I'm sorry, this is like embarrassing, but I have to do this while I'm on the air. There's no way around it. So I'm going to go to the phones, though. I want to know about James. James, tell me about the dog attack. What's going on, man?
I called last week while you were enjoying vacation.
And
but
what happened?
About 2 weeks ago, my wife was walking our dog in a neighborhood while they were attacked from behind by two dogs. My wife wasn't injured, but my dog, unfortunately, was significantly injured. And
was attacked by what? By one or two dogs?
Two dogs. They're this strange hybrid called American Bullies.
But you found out who owns them?
Yes, we did. And the police went down. The animal control officer went down to cite them again because they've been cited multiple times. And
all right. So what jurisdiction is this?
We're in Lochbuie.
Lochbuie. Okay. So what's going on now?
Well, at the time last week, our bills were definitely below what would be small claims court. I just found out yesterday morning that the infection is finally gone, but now she needs total knee reconstruction.
Wait a minute. She was attacked that bad? I mean, she needs her whole knee replaced?
Yep. She blew out ligaments in her knee, and we have a doggy surgeon consult on Thursday morning for reconstruction surgery. Which will put us over the 7,500 limit.
What did John say? What did Fuller say about this?
Well, it's a dog attacking a dog.
Oh, but
yeah,
the wife was attacked.
No, the woman wasn't hurt at all. You're hearing about the dog.
Wait a minute. This knee replacement is the dog?
You got it.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry. I was thinking it was your wife.
No, she was somehow not physically injured in it.
I understand. Never mind. Okay, so we're talking about property damage, and this is difficult, James. Even though you're above the amount of small claims court, nothing says you have to hire an attorney to go to county court. But what are you're looking for reimbursement? Are they offering anything?
Well, we thought there was going to be a court date this Friday, but it has been moved until.
Is this a small claim? So you still have.
It was until we contacted the animal control officer and told him that we're talking $6,000 plus for the surgery.
Okay, I just have to stop you here. Under rare circumstances, this rule does not apply. Under rare circumstances, but let me tell you what happens most of the time. Most of the time, your damages are limited to the cost and value of the dog. Do you understand what I mean? Now,
I do.
Obviously, to you, it's worth more than $6,000 or $7,000. But if that dog is not an outstanding dog of some kind, show breeder, whatever, breeding stock, you are going to have, unfortunately, a rude awakening and find out that you can't get more than total replacement. How much is your dog worth?
I don't know. That's a good question.
What kind of dog is it?
She's a German Shepherd.
All right. So at best, the best quality German Shepherd you could buy, show quality, would be what?
Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, we got her
$2,000
when she was a puppy
$2,000
breeder in Nebraska, and I think it was about $1,500.
Yeah, I would say $2,000, maybe $2,500.
Well, but it's old. Okay. It's not a puppy.
Even $3,000. What I'm saying is, now, believe me, there have been cases where damages have been paid out beyond the value of the dog, but they're rare. Have you ever considered calling an animal attorney, a pet's rights attorney, or a
Tom, does homeowners insurance kick in?
Yes, it does. Okay, thank you. Joan Sullivan, by the way, from Approval Reverse, it does kick in. It does. It's called off premises, and the liability extends off premises of the other guy, but I don't think his insurance will fix his dog. I think his insurance would fix him, but he's not injured, his wife's not injured. Have you looked into that guy's homeowner's insurance?
No, that was going to be one of my questions this morning, actually.
That's what you need to do. Your homework, look into his homeowners. If he doesn't tell you who it is, then you do a small claims for the purpose of getting some immediate reimbursement and then also asking for the name of his insurance company. Maybe the judge will make him cough it up, or you do it in discovery. There's no discovery in small claims court. See, you got a problem here, James, because to hire an attorney is going to be outrageously expensive. And yet, there's certain things I don't think you can do on your own because the procedures are too difficult. But if you sue him in a big court for damages to your dog, if he gets his homeowners involved, they'll hire an attorney. And the first thing they're going to do is shoot down the amount based on the value of the dog. I don't know what to tell you. I would try small claims court for $7,500 and consider myself lucky if I got it.
Okay.
That's what I would do. That's what I would do.
No, that makes sense. Is there any way, because obviously I'm not a Rockefeller, I'm a social worker by profession.
Yeah.
That all of this is going on credit card.
Okay, there are.
Is there
hold
any
on.
interest on that?
There are. Any what? Any what?
To get interest on the cards.
What about it?
Because I mean,
you can get a maximum in small claims, a maximum of $7,500. It doesn't matter the interest, doesn't matter how much. It's maximum.
If you're asking, can that be part of the damage? Of course it could, but it can't exceed $7,500. James, you can get to $7,500 easy, but there are also animal hospitals that will help you with discounts based on income. I don't know what your income is. Isn't Harrison one of, I wonder if Harrison is still doing it. Harrison Hospital, I think it was called. And man, I've lost touch. They did a wonderful job of helping people who couldn't afford the surgeries they needed for their dog. Carol, what's going on, Carol?
Yes, I just lost my husband, and he was a federal government worker.
Yes.
And
when did you lose your husband, Carol?
Just on the 12th of April.
Oh, my goodness. So this is really new. And
Yes.
Was it sudden?
No, he had pancreatic cancer.
Okay. And how old was he?
He was 64.
Okay. Now, what can we do for you?
Well, he had always told me we had a life insurance policy, and with the government,
yes,
you don't get, a booklet saying you have $500,000 policy or whatever.
So he said he had life insurance through work.
Yes.
Okay.
And the day after the funeral, I found out he had the standard of $100,000, but he did not have the additional he paid out. He took it out in '81 when I asked him to, because I don't have an education to provide, and we don't.
Okay, so he did have insurance, but it was $100,000. You're saying?
Well, he also had another policy. He had like 3 policies.
Okay, were they all through work?
Yes.
And this is the federal government?
Yes.
Okay, so what's the problem then?
Well, I found out the day after
yes,
his funeral that they said I only get $109. That's the additional he took out. He canceled without me knowing it back in 2014 when we were having financial problems.
Okay, so if you only have $109,000, certainly that's enough to pay for the funeral, right?
It's not just paying for the funeral; it's the rest of my life.
No, I understand.
Get from the government. We had to pay so much money for me to get anything from his pension. I only get $823 to live on every month of his pension.
So wait, in addition to the $109, you'll get how much?
$800.23.
And that's his federal pension. So he doesn't get Social Security?
Right, and I don't qualify. I was a stay-at-home mom.
Oh, man. But, okay. So, I don't know what you're asking, but if he canceled the policy in 2014, what were you hoping we'd tell you, that you can get it reinstated because you didn't know?
Well, I know that sounds bizarre, but I'm wondering if I can't sue the government, that there would be a law in place that would protect me and other widows.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. Listen, Carol, I want you to take this in the vein it's meant, okay? I truly want to help you if I can, but it sounds almost desperate, and I understand it is, because you are looking at a budget now that you feel is going to be very difficult, if not impossible, to live on, $823. You also have the $109,000. Now, there are some people listening and say, put me in that position. But your home I want to ask about, too. And I also want to ask about the canceled policies. If the government said he canceled them in 2014, your premise is they should have notified you. Therefore, you have a lawsuit against them?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a sec. Hold on. We got more coming right up.
This report is sponsored by White Castle. There's a couple
Mark, you know what? I don't give a fuck. He does tax protesting, and he does it well.
It doesn't work.
What do you mean it doesn't work?
His website doesn't work.
Oh, well, fuck it.
So I said, can you send it to us?
Here's the deal. Why can't they send it to us? And we give out his information, and then we get the inquiries. But here's the other thing. This guy is not, I swear to God, he's not a huckster.
I just don't understand. He sells homes. He directly competes with Frank Duran for that matter.
Right.
And we're sending people to his website.
Let's ask Frank if he can do tax protesting.
I doubt Frank can.
Yes. Guys, crackerjackmudjacking.com.
Hey guys,
hold on a second. Just hold on. I need to do this. Okay, thank you. crackerjackmudjacking.com. They're at my house right now. Crackerjack Mudjacking at my house right now, doing repairs. I believe in them. They are saving me a ton of money. Why? Because they can do concrete. They'll give you a bid first. There's nothing to lose. So you should call them first and then decide if you should get your concrete replaced. Most of the time, you're going to get a safe, reliable repair, cheap, and pennies on the dollar compared to replacing the whole thing. Here's the number, 303-410-7787, crackerjackmudjacking.com. I'm sorry I went over. I was flustered.
Are they doing multiple things at your place right now?
You know, fucking Daphne knows better than to come in here and start fucking talking. You know, I'm pissed. We're on the air. And she's having a full-out conversation.
And many of our clients are taking advantage of the lower rates. Most are
already having a bad day.
It fired, tell him over at, tell Dominic it fired off good.
$400 a month or more. Pay off debt, do some home improvement that you've been putting off.
Are they doing multiple things at your house, so you said? How do they, does he charge per the job he quotes? Like sidewalk is X amount, this is X amount?
Yeah, but what do you think?
Or is it hourly?
Let me just tell you something. I got a quote for 18 because they said, oh, this is waste. The floor, the garage apron, and the steps. They're doing all three areas. And it's not
how much?
$1,500.
Oh, yeah. Dirt cheap.
$1,500.
I paid probably $700 for one area. One area. And I thought I was getting a pretty good. No, we didn't know. I didn't know Cracker Jack at the time. No,
don't they
2
do
years.
incredible work?
Well, not only that, man.
I mean,
they've got
mudjackers
so
in
many
general.
trucks. They're fast and efficient.
But mudjackers in general, like our guy, whatchamacallit, I like him.
The old guy.
Yeah,
He's sold.
So I know, but the new guy is a cool guy.
Yeah.
He's a really good guy. And Howard Denton's pastor's son, I think, bought it.
Howard's got, though, his truck is massive, dude. That dude could lift anything.
But that's the disadvantage. He
can't get into
some of
small
the
areas.
residential jobs. He can't do.
No, but he can do some big-ass shops and shit, man. Warehouses, that guy can do all kinds of shit.
Do they have electric when they got to drill through the thing? Do they have an electric drill or what do they have?
Mine had a, the guy that did mine used
They don't
a,
build, they don't drill.
no, use
No, they gotta go put a hole in it.
use the air compressor.
It's amazingly small hole.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
Oh, is it?
They're not like this.
No, I was thinking like that.
Yeah,
it's like-
yeah. But that's, isn't that?
But then they cover, then they put a little cement there and cover it.
But I want to know how do you keep it from backwards? How do you, I don't understand with that small of a hole, how do you keep it from coming backwards?
Because it's still in the void. I bet that hole is the exact size of the thing.
They hold it on there, I'm sure.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
But how would they?
I don't know. I mean, I watched the guy do it. It wasn't brain surgery. But I'll tell you what was cool. I just watched it go like this. Right up to my steps. That was 2.5 years ago. It hasn't moved.
Now, when they do plastic, I used to love plastic until I learned about it. Howard.
It's bad for the environment.
Well, not only that, the plastic does not spread and fill. It does pillars. It goes, they put it in and then it
It doesn't fill all the voids.
That's right, it doesn't. But the pillars are, it just doesn't have the nature, because it's too expensive to fill the whole thing.
I bet they
And it's
have,
unpredictable.
they must have plastic or whatever kind of material though that, like if you did mud and you had something extremely heavy or something that had to move a lot, I wonder if the pillar would be better.
I don't know which one looks more.
I don't know either.
Okay, well, I know this. Okay, it seems to reason you don't need a lot of power to pump plastic because you're not pumping against pressure. You're just pumping it into the void, and then it grows on its. That's how it lifts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you don't look at it
because they could overdo it.
Could overdo it.
I know, it's amazing they don't. I asked them that. And they freaking don't.
They
Because
know
they go in and they put it in, you don't see anything lift. Then they take it out. Or they hold it there. And all of a sudden, about in 20 minutes, it's right to where, and then they do a little more. But if they overfill, there's nothing they can do about it.
This lady, if she's got equity in her house, could be perfect. Because she's got no cash except for that 100.
Her husband was a federal employee?
That's what she said.
They don't pay Social Security?
No.
Oh.
They have like
Like
hair or
teachers.
whatever.
So your money, your retirement.
But usually it's pretty good. I mean, compared to Social Security.
You know what?
But doesn't she?
Happened, you didn't really give her a survivor benefit.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
Don't
There you go.
or he chose up front while he was alive.
You're exactly right.
And didn't give her the full spousal benefit.
Yep, I bet you that's exactly right.
The okie doke.
The okie doke. She should be suing her
Thomas.
husband.
Yeah.
What do I got? Me? Just me? Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Approval Reverse Mortgage. They talk to seniors all the time. And I'll bet you the very first thing you thought of was equity in a home, right? Because this is an ideal situation where that could work if they do. And I don't even know if they have a home. But Mary Jane, what were you thinking? I heard you whispering to Joan about this situation. Seniors come to you guys all the time about this stuff. Other than a reverse mortgage, that's about all I can think of. I mean, do you have any other, just because of your experience working with seniors, what would you suggest?
Well, that's the first thing you need to know. Does she
Yeah, let's find that out. Let's just find that out. Carol, do you have equity in your home?
No.
Do you have a home?
I have a home with the $109,000. I could pay the house off and the rest of the debt.
Hold on. How much do you owe on the home?
$85,000.
What do you think that home is worth? What are similar houses selling for?
I might be able to get 160 for it. I don't know, 150.
Is that all, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What neighborhood is it roughly?
Well, I'm in Florida.
Oh,
I'm in Spring Hill, Florida.
Spring Hill, Florida. And how old are you?
I'm 66.
Yeah. See, there's not much equity. You're only 66, so you wouldn't get a lot. She wouldn't get a lot here, would she? What were you thinking?
Well, if she has the ability to use some of that $109,000 to reduce the loan that's already on the property, then you would run the numbers to see how much she would be eligible for on a reverse mortgage, and then she would have no more mortgage payment.
In other words, it would eliminate her mortgage, but she could also just pay off the mortgage too with her 109.
Right.
But you would run the numbers to see which one is better, because if she could get more, in other words, if you could pay it, if you could reduce your mortgage to a point where a reverse mortgage would be better. In other words, what if she paid the mortgage off? Now she owns that home. What percentage, being 66 years old, what percentage in a reverse loan would she be able to get, roughly?
About 40%. But is it a manufactured home on a permanent foundation, or what type of property?
Yeah, what kind of home is it?
It's a ranch.
But like, it's a regular stick-built house or CBS construction? CBS construction?
It's like cement homes down here.
They call them CBS. They concrete block and stucco. It's CBS in Florida. Okay.
Yeah. It would be eligible property then.
It would be eligible, but may not be worth it. See, Carol, you're really in a precarious situation because you're not that old, so you have a long horizon, and that's good for your life, of course, but you don't have a lot of money to live on, and obviously not a lot of planning was done. What financial trouble were you having when he canceled the policy?
Well, we were trying to pay off debt, and we had gotten ourselves in a pickle of refinancing, and the man.
What rate do you have now? What rate do you have on your home?
Well, 5%, but this was back in Colorado. We just moved here like 4 years ago.
Okay. So right now, you owe on a home. You have some equity, but probably not enough to really live on. Obviously, you have. How much debt do you have? This is important too. How much debt do you have?
I have about $12,000 left.
In debt?
Yes.
God, this is a problem. Hold on a sec. And then we're going to take some other calls, and we're going to, just ruminate on this for a while, Carol. We'll get her number so we can call her back with some ideas. If anyone else has ideas for her, give us a call. Anyway, our number is 303-713-TALK. More coming right up. When you think about
Find out how much a monthly mortgage payment.
You know what, Bernie, you want to get used to when he comes back and says, I'm more progressive than Joe Biden. That's his,
He is.
I know, but I mean, why would you come back and say that? They're really going to go on less.
How much did she get?
40%. That's what a reverse mortgage payment.
Okay, well, 150. So,
she's only 66.
But that could be. But then she wouldn't have a payment, and she would have some money. Can you write from here to there or not? You can't.
No, unfortunately, we're on a license in Colorado. The rules are the same. Yeah.
How complex your
She gets 60 grand.
I invite you to one of our
No, but if she paid off the house.
She needs to pay off the
but that would literally. She could pay off the house
and her
debt. And I know that this is not enough to pay off the house, but that means she only has to supplement 15 of that 109 because she gets it back and won't have that's not a terrible idea.
And she can do it monthly payments. Oh, that's right.
Oh, they rip everything.
That just means she's got the different type of provider.
Right.
Now, I do agree Trump should win before he did it, trying to get more coalition.
I think she's too young, she's still a woman.
Oh,
just because you're 80. I mean, why isn't she working? Me?
You're not.
I'm 81.
For 5 years.
She runs rings around all of us.
She's 81. This woman is 81.
She's sharp as a tack.
She runs rings.
She's not sharp. The energy's
sharper than I am.
Sharper than a tack.
Pricks me all the time. I said that lady should go to work. I don't know why she's sitting home.
I mean, you're right. I agree.
She said she's never worked.
You're right. I mean, but if you're in that predicament and stuff, I mean, you got to go do something.
You got to do it.
And it gets you out of the house.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. How do you live on $800 a month?
Well, you remember she's from Florida.
Yeah, but even so, I mean,
I realize Florida's cheap.
we meet people like that all the time. Oh, I know I do. I know I do. Just like, I help them do their budgets.
But if she pays off her mortgage, that's one thing.
Yeah, right.
She will still have money left over.
Yeah, pay off her other debt. So that'll improve our cash flow
Right.
tremendously.
Buy
right?
fans, get rid of the air conditioning.
Yeah. No. Well, did you hear about that Chase Manhattan tweet they put out? I guess every Monday they put out a tweet, and it's like between the person and the bank account. So the person's like, I don't have enough money in my bank account. And then the Chase bank account says, well, why don't you make coffee at home? And then the next thing is, I still don't have enough money. Well, why don't you eat the leftovers in your refrigerator rather than going out? And then the person said, I still don't have enough money. Well, then Chase bank account says, well, why don't you walk instead of taking a taxi 4 blocks? Twitter blew up. And, you know,
They were mad at that lady.
No, Chase.
No way.
Yes, they were mad at Chase.
You're kidding me.
Including Elizabeth Warren
Oh,
and a couple
Elizabeth
of other politicians. They were all over Chase, and Chase
See, that makes me angry.
That
That
makes me
really
angry
does.
too, because that is basic financial, you know.
Absolutely.
Plan
Absolutely.
don't go out and have a Starbucks coffee. If if you're struggling and you don't have enough money, don't go to restaurants always for money. Cook at home, eat at home. But, yeah.
I mean, food in this country is super cheap. If you go to the grocery store,
yeah.
right. If you go out, you're right.
It just is.
I can't believe.
Oh, that came down on Chase. Like,
What's your problem there, guys? Why are you guys bitching?
Oh, you didn't hear it?
No.
So they had to tell them. It's a good story.
Go ahead.
Where have you been?
Yeah, where have you been?
Selling Apple shares. I have been selling Apple. That's right.
So every Monday, Chase, they, on Monday, they do a little tweet thing, you know.
This
So
report is sponsored by White
this
Castle.
tweet was between a person that didn't have enough money in their checking account and the checking account talking back to them. So the person was like, you know, complaining they didn't have enough money, and so the checking account said,
Want to add some
well,
fun to your
why don't you
dinner
just
routine?
make coffee at
Serve
home
White
rather than
Castle
buy
sliders.
coffee out?
They're easy to
And the
make,
person's
always
like, you know,
delicious,
I
and
still
come
don't
in
have enough
varieties
money.
that
Well, why
your
don't
kids
you
will
eat the
crave.
leftovers in your
White Castle
refrigerator?
sliders. The
And the
perfect
person's
meal
like,
for
I
any
still
night
don't
of
have
the
enough
week.
money. Then the
Pick them up
checking account
today
says,
in
well,
the
why don't
freezer
you go, instead of taking a cab or an Uber, why don't you walk the 4 blocks?
Tell Carol we do have
And that irritated people.
That irritated people. Elizabeth Warren, a number of politicians came down on Chase, and consequently Chase apologized for giving.
That makes me so
And damn well they should have apologized. You're taking an Uber and not walking?
You don't have any money.
4 blocks.
You don't have any
They're going to
money.
restaurants.
You made her walk 4 blocks checking account?
And then she had to walk 4 blocks the other way to go to Starbucks.
I tell you, Elizabeth Warren, that's the problem with Democrats. It really is that everybody's supposed to just funnel and help them out,
And nobody has personal responsibility.
you know what Ben Franklin says, right?
What?
The best way to help poverty is to make it uncomfortable to be poor.
No, we looked it up. That's not what the
Yes,
quote was.
it's the same thing.
It's the gist.
You don't help people by giving them something.
No,
You
you
help them
don't.
by.
No.
Or do you guys live in Denver? You only live in Denver? So you don't get to vote today?
No, no.
That's today the
It's
vote.
going to be very interesting.
Yeah. You know what? I hope they pass it. I
It
do.
will be.
I
You
hope
want
Denver.
to because you want
No,
life
Denver
to be-
deserves that.
You
They
want
deserve
life
it.
to be its own teacher.
There you go.
But they don't
That's
learn.
exactly right.
I mean, they just don't.
Okay, guys, 5 seconds. I do a spot. Excel Roofing, the best company I know. I mean that in all categories because Jay Bretz is the owner and he believes in excellence and he believes in customer service. And these are not just platitudes. You won't find a better company in general, let alone a roofer. And he's not going to take a penny, not one dime, until you are completely satisfied, and he's 100% done. 303-761-6400, 761-6400, excelroofing.com.
Like certain growth strategies provides financial planning with
You know what's funny? His 30s are too short and 60s are too long. I want to institute a 40 section.
Sure.
Well, by the way, who says it has to be 60 or 30? Who says? God didn't say it.
I heard.
Okay, God did say that.
Just $1,000. Now,
Thank God I'm allergic to Drakkar Noir.
to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio.
God, I'm gonna start looking, I'm gonna send something to you.
So if I can find the same part number
That said, thank you.
for $235 as opposed to $865 from the factory, why wouldn't I get it?
Now,
Would you?
Tom Martino, the
Troubleshooter.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Thank you for trusting us with all of your problems, questions, and complaints. Just pass the word around, okay? There is a place to get help. There is a place in the media with a purpose. It's called The Troubleshooter Show, and we fight every day for you, even on weekends. We have Dan come in on weekends, and he downloads all the voicemails and mail. If you call 303-MARTINO anytime, just leave us some contact information. We will get back to you, okay? We will get back to you. All right, so we have Approval Reverse with us today. Approval Reverse Mortgage. As I told you, really the only people I trust for reverse mortgages. They don't try to slam you into it. They make sure it's appropriate for you, and it's a way to live off equity. Here's what I want to say. Carol calls. Now, put yourself in this situation. I mean, it could happen to anyone. Although we could go say, oh, he didn't plan, you didn't plan, you had this, you had that. There are a lot of people living paycheck to paycheck. You know, Carol's husband gets cancer and he dies, and he is a federal employee. She's getting a pension of $823 a month. She's got $109,000 in life insurance proceeds. You know, okay, that's fortunate. It really is. Okay, we can say, oh, I wish I had that and I wouldn't complain. There are some people living on less, but let's not go there. Let's just look at her situation. If she has $109,000, I'm doing some math here, and I think I have an idea of what I would advise my mom or aunt to do. And I'm not saying you should do it, but Carol, let's look at it, because I have no dog in this fight. In fact, Approval Reverse can't even write the loan from Colorado because they are in Colorado. You're in Florida. How much do you owe on your house?
About $85,000.
Okay, how much do you have in debt? 12?
About 12.
Okay.
About 12.
Now, you can do 12. Okay, now that gives you, so if you do that, you do 85, right? Plus the 12, okay? So that'll give you 97, so you'll have some money left. You'll have, after you pay those off. But then I would immediately, this is what I would do. I would immediately take out a reverse loan on your home. And here's what it does. Okay, first of all, you eliminated your monthly payment by paying it off to begin with, so that'll give you more money to live on. What is your monthly payment?
My monthly payment, it's like $770.
Yeah, there's no way you can live on it. So
no.
We calculated you could get about 60 grand in a reverse loan. And that puts it back in your pocket. So you pay off the loan, you pay off your debt, you get a reverse mortgage, and that puts 60 back in your pocket, and you have no monthly payments. So now you have the 60, you don't have the 109, but you have 60 and a paid off home, and you never have to worry about losing the home ever, as long as you pay taxes and insurance. So guys, what are the other obligations that does she have to qualify for? Can someone tell me, Mary Jane or Joan, what does she have to do?
Yes, you do have to qualify, but she'll be able to qualify because she won't have any other debt.
Right.
So we'll use her pension money plus all the equity that she has at her home. Well, then we can dissipate that as an asset, and that increases her monthly income. So she has a couple options. She could take a monthly payment from the reverse mortgage.
Is that better in most of the time than taking a lump sum when it comes to the cost of money?
Absolutely. I would take a lump sum, and I wouldn't even do a monthly payment. I would do an annual or a distribution either every 6 months or once a year that gives her enough money to pay for her house insurance, her property taxes, her utilities, or what she needs to sit down and figure out how much she really needs to live for a year and what that cost is. And then she needs to use the equity in that home to supplement her income so she can take care of that obligation.
Or she could do a line of credit.
That's what it would be, because her house is free and clear, so she would have a line of credit, and that line of credit has a guaranteed growth feature, so it would increase every month.
So in other words, her line of credit, if it sat there, she can borrow up to 60 now, but it could be in a few years she could borrow up to 70.
Right.
And so with her needs come an increase. But it's not going to be, listen, Carol, it's not a panacea, but at least it's something in a dire situation. But then I have another very interesting concept, and I don't mean this to be harsh. I don't mean this to be a wise ass. You could get a job. You could get a part-time job or a job. So you'd have 823 coming in, a paid-off home, and then a line of credit of 60. You'd have 12 left over from the 109, and you get a job to supplement that. I think you could make it. I mean, you're 66. Are you in good health?
I am.
Have you ever thought about working?
Well, I mean, I'm in a pickle, so I'm going to have to do something.
Right, and listen, there are a lot of places that hire senior citizens nowadays. There really are. And then, are you saying you're not eligible for your husband's Social Security because he doesn't have any, right? That's what the 823 is.
Right.
And then you don't get Social Security because you never worked.
Correct.
Okay. Well, that is like the best plan we can come up with. And approval reverse, they'll answer questions for you. Make sure she gets this, Susan. 303-771-3528. All right, let's keep going. Alex has been waiting. Alexis has been waiting a long time. I hope she's still there. Alexis, are you there?
Yes, I'm here,
Oh,
Tom.
good. I'm so sorry for the wait. I'm trying to get through these callers quickly. So what's happening with your lease?
So in the beginning, and to be honest, we're actually at the end of our lease, which is why I'm calling.
When does the lease expire, Alexis?
June 22nd.
Okay, so go ahead. What's going on?
We signed it last year in May, and we originally signed it for $11.05, and they have been charging us $11.45. And unfortunately, Tom, we've had some life events go on. I had my daughter, my husband's now working 2 jobs to try and get us.
But wait a minute. From the very beginning, you had a rent payment of $11.05 written in your lease. Is that right?
Yes, and they are charging us $11.45.
But why? Why do you have the extra $40?
To be honest, Tom, I don't know. I have all of my
but why didn't you say anything
sooner?
You waited till you have a few days left on your lease. Why didn't you say anything sooner?
To be honest, we actually went to turn in our 60-day notice because we weren't even aware that we had to do a 60-day notice with this company.
Yeah.
We thought it was 30-day, which is my fault. Which I do take blame for that.
And what happened?
And now they're going to make us pay an extra $500.
But why? It seems to me that they've been collecting the wrong amount of rent, and they should give it back to you. I mean, what am I missing here, Alexis? What am I missing? Have you? I hope you said to them, "Hey, you've been collecting too much money." What did they say about that?
They don't know, Tom. I'm not sure what to do. I literally just found out that they've been overcharging us yesterday. She handed us a second copy of our lease.
Are you sure your lease doesn't say 1105 plus prorated this or that or something else that you're not aware of?
No, sir.
You're positive?
I can send you. I am 100% positive.
Did you pay all your own utilities, dear?
Yes. Through them, we only pay water, sewer, and trash.
Wait a minute.
Boiler fees.
Wait
Then
a minute.
we pay Excel for electricity.
Okay, you pay Excel.
Yes.
And
it has those charges on here as well, but after the $11.45.
But you pay for water? I mean, excuse me. Included in the rent is water, sewer, and trash. Is that right?
No, on top of the $11.45, I have a water fee, a sewage fee, and a trash
So what
fee,
are they
and
going
a
to?
boiler fee.
Okay, we just have to ask them point blank. Did you ask them? Alexis,
No, I have not. Sir.
Okay, then you have to do that first.
Because I'm not sure where.
Here's what I would do first.
This.
Here's what I would do first. Okay, and do you have another place to go?
We are actually working on it in the moment. Like I said, my husband is working 2 jobs because we're trying to get out of here, and now with all the issues and all the extra money that we're going to have to pay, we're running really tight on money.
They are charging you hold on. They're charging you an extra $500. Is that what they're doing?
For being 12 days out of my 60-day notice.
When is your lease up? You said the end of this month?
June 22nd.
Oh, when do you have to pay rent next?
It will be June 1st.
How much?
It will be the $11.45 plus a $25 storage fee for parking, and then
now is that 20? Okay, but that 25 is normal. You've been doing that the whole time, right?
Yes.
Plus
But
what?
that's
Plus
not
water and sewer.
included.
So how much deposit do you have with them?
$600.
600. Okay. I'm trying to think how you can make it mathematically correct. See, here's what I do. I look to do things peaceably first. I look to do things logically and mathematically. But I am not opposed to taking matters into my own hands if I have to. What I mean by that is this. If I have 1145 owed plus 25 owed, and I want to know this. The water and sewer or whatever, what does that come to in sanitation usually? Just roughly on a month.
Our water runs anywhere from 30 to 50.
Okay, so let's just say another 50 plus what is trash?
Our trash fee is 15.
15. Okay, so basically you're looking at a total of about $1,235 due. Okay, and they have 600 of your money. All right, so if you did not pay a dime, first of all, they couldn't get you out of there till the end of the lease anyway, even if they went through an eviction. In other words, if push came to shove and you had to fight fire with fire, if you didn't pay anything, you'd be up $635. But that still wouldn't make, let's see, up $635, and then
until she went to get a new place and her credit's trashed.
Well, unless she gets a new place first. Is what I'm saying, works on it now. Look at Mark, I don't like the idea of doing this, but I'm looking at how much extra they've taken from her, $480, okay? Plus they want another $500. Screw them. What I'm saying is, if it was me and I can't do it peaceably first, I personally would make sure I got another place and I'd stay there through the end of my lease and leave. And that's what I would do, because they can't change the locks. By the time they get an eviction, that's what I would do. Now, people might be saying, oh, Tom, that's bad advice. I'm not telling you to do it. But I'm saying I would first try to do it peaceably. Let's say, hey, why don't you refund the $480? But here's the problem. Even if you refund the $480, these jerks are now charging you an extra $500. How much notice did you give them? It wasn't the required 60. How many days notice did you give them?
48.
48 days instead of 60, and they're charging you an extra $500. Is that in the lease somewhere?
On my lease, I have...
This sucks, man. And you know what? You know damn well it's not going to change it a bit. They're going to be able to rent that place out. They won't give you a break at all. The best we can do now is try to get you the extra money you paid back. That's the way to do it the right way. For everyone who just fell off their chair and went, oh my God, Tom, you shouldn't tell them to do that. The right way to do it is to get your $480 back, but it's going to be a wash with the extra $500. So here's the deal. We can call them and say, look, why is this happening? We can have Deputy Daff do it. She should call them and say, why was this woman being charged extra? But we need to see your statement. That's what we need. We need your lease and your statement. 303-713-TALK.
This report is sponsored by Napa
Auto Parts. Travel across the metro.
I just sold everything in 2 accounts. Ooh, liquidated almost $5.5 million.
Did we? Why did we do that?
I don't like what's going on right now.
Okay, so you think we took our harvest and we'll get back in as soon as things go down?
Yeah.
Good. I go with his instincts.
I think the shit with China's getting bad fast.
You're out? You mean you're liquid? Is that a good idea, right?
Low around 41.
My feeling.
Tomorrow, showers throughout the entire day. Chilly high of 40.
This year's been unbelievable.
Good.
Yeah.
So what he did was guaranteed our gain right now, so we can't lose. Now we'll go back in. And I hope your hunches are right, Mark, and things do crash a little.
Shit, man, we're almost 500 down for the day.
Right now it's 5 and 3 with
General states pricing and sales price does not include applicable state and local taxes or recycling fees. Offer ends 5/30.
Oh, wait, we're down today?
Yeah.
Centeno Schultz, the place to get living stem cell therapy. We went to one of the seminars last night. I urge people to go to these seminars. They have them weekly. Please call to find out when their next seminar is. It's not a sales job. I mean, these people do full evaluations. Now, obviously, you're not in the medical office, but they do the evaluations to the extent they can. They bring ultrasound with them. You can bring your MRIs. They'll look at them on the spot. They will look at you on the spot. They will recommend therapy or recommend further evaluation. They're great people for shoulder pain, rotator cuff, knees, ACL tears. They have cured ACL tears, with a needle instead of a knife. Listen, maybe they can cure my tongue. Who knows? Here's the deal. True living stem cell therapy at Centeno Schultz, the best. In fact, they invented the therapy. They invented it back many years ago. 303-963-9201. 963-9201. Here's the website, thestemcellexperts.com.
Garage door making weird noises. This is Dave Logan. If you're having issues with your garage door, call Don's Garage Doors, the only garage
right now
door
until I get some in there.
endorsed. I've used Don's
I have a ton of them in there, though, just so you know.
Home, and you want somebody you
Texas whole house search back in 149, right?
Yeah.
And Dan, to that end, on that list, I don't have this ideal or one of the 12 as a live, but we're going to have to run them live because we don't have backups.
.com.
Okay, sell, market.
Hi. I can't thank you all enough for being here today, and for honoring my brother's wishes to wear black. Leather.
We all want to be remembered for what makes us, us. Olinger Crown Hill Mortuary and Cemetery, or any of our local Dignity Memorial providers, can help you celebrate a life beautifully and affordably. Visit denver.dignitymemorial.com/value to learn more.
IdealHomeLoans.com. Ideal for your next ideal home loan. I don't take that lightly. They have programs for you. It's not just one loan fits all, and that's what most people do. In fact, they can start the process online or on the phone. Why? Because there are no high-pressure tactics. And they do credit optimization, which gets you better pricing. It's a long story, but really, in essence, they improve your credit. Yes, they can, legally, ethically, and quickly, by just clearing up some of the small things in there and get you better pricing. They can also get you the interest rate guarantee for 2 years. No matter what happens, if they go down, they refinance you, and then you get another 2-year guarantee. They do the pre-approval, which is exactly like a cash deal because you're already approved the amount. That is Ideal Home Loans' promise to you, to put you in a better situation. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000. That's 303-867-7000. IdealHomeLoans.com.
I got hammered on 2 main stocks over the past almost year, HCLP and NVIDIA. They both were just fucking brutal.
What's NVIDIA?
They make chips. It's like Intel. But on HCLP, 73% down.
Wait. That's the one where we got that dividend, wasn't it?
Yeah. I didn't say, you're right, though. I didn't take the dividend in, but still, man, it's brutal. I sold all of ours at the end of the year.
Oh, good.
Thank God we did, too, because it's down even further.
We took the hit at the end.
off your entire project by using triple paying savings on energy bills in the winter and the blistering heat.
That was a fucking, that was a brutal one. NVIDIA, though, was 40%. It was huge.
I can't believe it. Look at Qualcomm. Holy cow.
Qualcomm is fucking on fire.
In the last month.
I'd love to find one of those drug companies, man, like an Alzheimer's or something where someone finally makes some headway. You know one of them's going to hit it.
No, pharmaceutical companies are such fucking rip-offs.
No, there's some that, well, you live and die by the FDA. That's the problem.
I'm Tom Martino, One Clear Choice Garage Doors. Another company. I'm going to have put in some garage door openers. I'm transitioning. I do, you know, and then basically I'm fixing up this place. And Frank Duran, the real estate man, he helped me for sure. It's a real deal. You know, mud jacking is over there right now. Crackerjack mud jacking. I use everyone I know on my list. Simply Floors coming over on Friday. So anyway, with One Clear Choice Garage Doors, they go through everything and make sure it's running perfectly, or they recommend replacement or whatever. They have new garage door openers starting at just $333. They do everything from the door to the opener. to service and repairs and emergencies. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. And, of course, Frank Duran, the real estate man, is 303-920-1622. I have to tell you something, okay? It is really nice to know that I have people I can call on. When you need someone, who do you think about, right? You should go and use referralist.com. It's not a joke. It's a real deal. I want to help you, and in fact, that's what we do. We use the guys on the referral list to help you. Now, Ben wants to talk about a mortgage and tax assessment because, of course, tax assessments have come out, not assessments, excuse me, valuations, which lead to assessments. And the higher the valuation, the higher the assessment. Many people are complaining about it. There is a way to protest. There are multiple stages. And did you know that on the first stage, 75 to 80% automatically get it lowered? On the first stage. The second stage, it goes up to 80 to 85. When you go to the third stage before court, there's like a 90 to 95% chance you'll prevail. That is how successful consumers are protesting tax valuations. And it's not complicated. Ben, what's going on?
Okay, so I own a home in Adams County.
Yes.
Give you some quick numbers real quick. I owe $150,000 on it. The assessment value came in at $631,000.
Okay, so this is so you're okay.
$200,000.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. That's what I wanted to know. Up 200. Wow. You know what?
Yep.
It's similar to what we've been hearing.
Yeah. And I am in the process of protesting it.
Of course.
What is the value? How much is it worth?
Like truly, if you had to sell it.
Well, $700,000 at best, but they estimated it at $631,000.
Okay. And what? So you feel you could sell it for $631,000, right?
I supposedly I could. I don't want to sell. That's not the point. The point is that I want to live comfortably again, and my mortgage is going to go up $300 a month.
Well, your mortgage doesn't go up. Your tax
not
goes
my mortgage, but my escrow account. Okay,
yeah,
which
of
is
course.
into my mortgage.
But wait, are your taxes going to go up that much?
Well, you take $200,000, divide it by 12. That's $6,000.
Wait, what are you talking about? I don't even understand what you mean. 200,000 divided by 12.
I'm sorry. Okay, so it goes up $200,000 in value.
Times the mill levy.
My taxes are now $5,758.
Gotcha.
A year. You divide that by 12, it comes out to almost $300.
Gotcha. And how? But they're already taking some out anyway.
Well, of course, but that's not my point. I mean, when is enough enough? You know, they take a little here, a little there until you just can't even make it anymore,
you don't have. Hey, listen, man, Ben, you don't have to preach to me about taxes. I mean, I think we're all overtaxed for sure. But what I was saying, I just didn't get your math. But if your home last year, June 30th, 2018, if it was not worth that amount of money, you're going to win. Actually, you might win anyway because they don't argue a lot. So what you do is you protest. And you go online. You can do it online in most counties. So what was your question or your observation?
Well, okay, so I owe $150 on the house, and I want to live in the same comfortable I am now. I was wondering, would I be better to refinance it?
What's your interest rate?
5.4.
What are the rates?
I got 20 years left on the mortgage right now.
I'd refi into like a custom term for my deal into a 12-year. Man, you'll pay that thing off so much quicker, it'll drive you nuts.
Yeah, you could go into a 12. How many years you have left?
20, and I've been making more than the minimum payment for 10 years.
So you might, making more than the minimum doesn't always help you if you don't do it the right way. That's the unfortunate thing.
Well, and I've been paying on the principal. It's not like I just dump it so they roll it into the next month.
So your balance is $150?
Yep.
How much did you save by making those extra payments?
Oh, I can't tell you.
How many years did you save? How many years did you save?
I've been paying more than I've been paying more on principal for the last 10 years.
That's
probably
good.
$200 to $150 a month.
One of the best ways to do it, is to take an amortization schedule and literally pay the exact amount times however many payments you want to make of the principal only. And then you then skip right to that line on your amortization schedule. And what it does is gives you an idea of how many years you're shaving off the mortgage. I mean, for writing small checks in the beginning, small checks every year, if you wanted to do a lump sum every year, you can erase years and years off of your mortgage. You can go to the following year, multiply all the principal, pay it, and skip that entire year on the amortization schedule. So anyway, you're thinking the right way. 15, I would go to 15 years. Mark says 12. It doesn't matter, but I'd go 15-year loan and get the new slightly lower rate. Do you think you can afford that payment?
Right.
It could be quite a bit lower.
Well, no, I don't know.
Yeah,
At 5.4 right now, and he has.
Yeah, but that was on a 30. I'm saying if he goes to a 15, I don't know. I'm not looking. But
no, his payment's going to go up.
$3.50.
But his payment's going to go up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But it's already up because he's paying extra each month.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I see what you guys are saying too. But in the end, when you pay it off in 15 years, I wonder where my taxes and my insurance are going to be. It's almost as if I won't have paid off the mortgage. I'll be paying that much more.
Do you know what? A lot of people are finding that. Ben, do you know that in some homes, just living in a house that's paid off is as expensive as it used to be with a mortgage?
Yeah, well, think in a way, though, we're kind of lucky compared to New York or California, where you pay those property taxes basically double. You're paying to the state and you're paying to the feds over 10 grand.
But look, bro, if you buy yourself...
We're in Colorado.
Buy yourself a good Coleman tent, and when the Proposition 300 goes through, or Amendment 300, you go to City Park and you squat.
And it's free.
And it's free. And they can't tell you to move. So listen, here's what I would do. I would, of course, protest at this level immediately. Go online, follow the process. You're going to definitely shave that off. You may get a big part of that taken off. That's what I would do.
You know what else is also on the ballot today, now that you said that?
What?
Mushrooms.
What do you mean?
Psychedelic mushrooms.
They want to make them legal?
Yes, I didn't know that was on the ballot.
That's all we need. We already have people driving around all day like stoned. Do you know how I know that? Have you noticed the increased number of people driving around without headlights at night? What the hell's going on? I mean, it's almost like epidemic. And I just have a feeling it's pot. I don't know. I might be wrong. Corbin, what were you going to say? You say you're a property tax expert. Good.
Yeah,
we need
Tom,
more
how
than
you
one.
doing?
What do you do?
Hey, listen, I've listened to you since I was going to Rappel Community College back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Long time. I was an assessor. And what you just stated, a couple of things. You just stated value times mill levy, and that's not quite right.
What is it?
It's value times the assessment rate, and that's the Gallagher Amendment.
Okay.
So that's changing from 7.2% to 7.15%.
You're talking about for the state.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
so
each local, the local school districts have mill levies or not? No?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So school district.
That's what I was talking about mainly.
County, city, etc.
Yeah.
But to get to the value, to get to your taxes, though, you have to take the value times the assessment rate.
Yeah.
7.15 times the mill levy.
Okay, thank you. Because, Corbin, I always want to be correct, so that's good. You take that times the assessment rate times the mill levy, but in essence, people don't care. All they care about is higher valuation means higher taxes, and they want to stop it. And so as an assessor, what county were you with?
Arapahoe.
And so when the first lines of protest come through, how do you guys evaluate them?
We review every single protest. Now, I'm not the assessor anymore.
No, I understand.
Okay, but every protest is looked at. The sales are looked at. So it's a mass appraisal that goes into setting your value. So, yeah, the assessors always recommend, look at your value. If you feel that is not the market value as of June 30th of 2018, file an appeal. Absolutely. They want you to file an appeal. They want to be right.
Okay. So are there appeals that hold more weight than others? What in other words, I want to know the buzz. What do they say? Oh, yeah, this is good. Do they look at like market value of homes that sold back then?
Oh, absolutely. And so, and the other thing, and I hate to get really technical, but again, the appraisal date is June 30th of 2018.
Right.
So if, let's say you had a sale in 2017, that sale is time adjusted. So what that means is...
okay, we can figure. I understand. It's obviously to bring it up to that value of 2018. But what if market values changed and they went down?
Yeah, absolutely. We reduced values substantially for, many years ago when the values, the foreclosures were substantial and values were going down. Absolutely.
Okay. So right now, I think people love the increase in value when it comes to selling and moving to another home. They all love it. You know, they love the economy when it's buzzing, except when it comes to tax valuations.
Yeah, and that's right.
And that's
right.
just human nature. They just want to pay less taxes. That's the bottom line.
And most people are arguing all the time that my house is worth, it's worth $1 million now, or whatever it happens to me. But when this time of year comes, they can't stand that their house is worth that much.
That's right. But here's another thing. We should attack the tax problem on two fronts: property valuations, but also spending. I mean, that's really where the root of the problem is, spending. Because your assessment rate or your assessed value could go up, but if they're not spending a lot and you don't have a high tax, you don't have a high mill levy for schools and stuff, you're not going to have a lot of tax. That's the point. It gets worse and worse. Oh, yeah, and Tabor. Tabor really
protects us.
What do you mean? Protects because they have to vote for.
5% is, they're held to the 5%.
That's Mary Jane with approval reverse. So the Tabor Amendment basically says if you want to raise a certain amount, it must be a referendum, right? You can't just do it. Yeah. And that does protect us, although they called him a nut. No, it was her, wasn't it? Him. The Tabor Amendment was him. There was some other legislation having to do with taxes. Who was the woman in Greenwood Village? I thought she did something too, but it escapes me. I do know though that there is some break for senior citizens as well, right? But what is that? Do you know? Are there different municipalities?
If you own a home in Colorado and you've lived in it for 10 years and you're 65 years of age, you can file for a senior exemption.
But,
and
10 years.
Yes, and then it's based on the first $200,000 of the assessed value. So if your house is worth $350, you don't get the 50% on the $350, only on the $200, and the rest is just a proration.
Okay, so you get the break on the $200, the first $200, but you have to have lived there 10 years.
And that's not set in stone. I mean, our state has been lucky the last few years that we've gotten that discount. But if they don't have the extra money in the coffers, that they can say we're not doing it this year. I mean.
Oh, okay.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHEL.
Was Poundstone the woman on?
Because there wasn't enough money coming in.
Yeah.
Did she do something?
She was a.
Don't they change the mill levy?
But no, she did something.
Are you saying they
I was talking about it. I know I was not going nuts. Okay, what do I have to do? Because I have to use the restroom.
No, the mill levy
People that are looking at these
I have a spot coming up right now.
Were you thinking it would go down?
No.
Collecting more?
Yeah, because they get all this influx of new tax money now.
Look at your
And
tax
this goes
bill, how
on
much
to school.
goes for
They
taxes
just
and
did a
education.
bond. Why do they need all these bond revenues?
Well, they passed the bond.
No, I think these young
But
people
I thought the mill levies, they adjusted.
So it's the same
Now,
amount?
maybe not the same, maybe it'll still go
Guys, I
higher.
just want to warn you, I'm going to be going live here in a minute.
You know, what would the purpose be?
Because certain areas go up versus other areas go down.
15 away.
Across the country.
The mill levy doesn't change, right?
No, they changed. The mill levy changes.
Hotel by Wyndham is
Mark,
cheaper than you
I think mill levy's
Find one near
changed.
you and book direct at wyndhamhotels.com.
I'm Tom Martino for the Raleigh House. Now, I have had many people go to the Raleigh House and thank me for saving their lives. It's an addiction treatment facility. It starts with a phone call. Now, here's the great thing. They have this phone messaging. They have this phone service. They will talk to you for as long as you want, confidentially, securely, about anything to do with addiction, whether you are affected by addiction, you are an addict directly, or you have an addict in your family or circle of friends. You can ask any question about cost, about treatment, about modalities, about all different kinds of things, like insurance, whatever is on your mind. If it has to do with addiction, the Raleigh House will answer. It's not a slam, bam sales job. These people are caring, loving people who will answer each and every question. And everyone has questions when it comes to addiction. And they have multiple wonderful facilities you should find out about too. 720-730-9722. I'll be right back.
I think this is gonna be an eye-opener for a lot of these young people who are buying homes. They need to realize that all those taxing authorities, if they each do a 5% increase in their budget, your taxes are gonna go up. I don't care what your house is worth. We don't care what a house is worth. What we need to be doing is we need to be going to the commissioner meetings, the city council meetings, the fire department's meetings, because they all want more money, more money, more money, and who's gonna pay for it?
Well, that's exactly. And not only that is what we're getting. We're like, they didn't fund the retirement of all the employees. You know, the state employees. That to me, I cannot believe they do that. That it's not self-funding as it goes along.
And can you believe what's gonna happen? Colorado is on the verge of a bankruptcy with parent. I mean, it is not going to be, it's not stable, it's not going to be stable.
Yep, that's right.
We're not gonna be any different.
And that's me, and that's these politicians, because they have no problem about giving out these raises and pensions, because they'll be gone by the time people got to pay for it.
I mean, and just like Polis now, they have this kindergarten thing. Where do you think the money's gonna come from?
You know what? You heard what that's going to cost? Did you hear that? I just heard that 4-day kindergarten's going to cost.
Why are they even?
And they passed it.
137 million.
They passed it, and where is the money gonna come from?
Yeah, but is that for the state or just Denver?
From the
That's
state.
for the state.
Who did we vote on it?
No,
No.
because all these people that they elected, the Democrats all pushed it through.
Well, I thought you just said though Tabor kept everything at bay.
I know, but what they'll do is they'll take stuff that they are funding and change it around. But the school, in our school district, on our ballot, they wanted a mill levy override, which the people voted in favor of. And she said, the superintendent said, we will spend all this money in our transportation, because we have old buses, we're gonna hire people that are good at driving the buses. So after it's passed, guess what? Big article shows up in the paper, she's gonna outsource it and hire some company from some other state to come in and do the transportation. Oh my God. Within a week's time, she turned her whole thing. They said, you betrayed us, you told us you were going to improve our own buses, you got us to.
Did they toss her out?
This girl you talked to and Mark talked to, she can't get a job because she has a record, a recent felony for assaulting someone, and she pled guilty to it. So I kind of walked her through getting a job. They let her go because of her background. Then Mark put her on last week, no response. Just like, hey, putting the word out. Now she's like, I don't want to. I told her we'd put her on one more time. She's like, I don't want to screw up my chance. Can I drive down and talk to you guys and get on the air? Okay, that's what I thought.
Give her his new address, not his old one, because he might not be at
Tom's new address?
Yes.
Yeah, and his cell?
Yes.
Okay.
I want her. I do want to do that. I want her to come over.
Make sure Stephanie's there too.
Thank you.
Yes, can you get the children all together as well?
It wouldn't be fun without Stephanie there.
Sell off, accelerate. See, I made the right decision. There you are bleeding out as I'm watching. My bleeding is done. I tore the Band-Aid off.
My heart
radio station.
I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK. Approval, Reverse Mortgages with us if you have any questions on reverse loans. And let's talk. Terry, I'm so sorry that you've been waiting a long time, okay? So.
No, that's okay.
Okay, what's happening?
So I cannot find a job anywhere, and I guess there were no responses.
Hold on. You're speaking as if, and I know what you're doing. You're picking up on a conversation. So let's start from the beginning.
Sorry.
A lot of people haven't heard. So how long have you lived in Colorado?
I've lived in Greeley my whole life.
Okay, and you can't get a job. So you called us about that.
Yes, sir.
What was the problem that you couldn't get a job?
I was assaulted by my daughter's neighbors, and I yelled at them, and they jumped me, and like
in other words, you were involved in an altercation, and but apparently you're the one that came up with the charges.
Yes, and I took the deal. Like we discussed, I shouldn't have, and so now I have assault.
So you have what on your record right now? Is it a felony?
It's I have a deferred on the felony and a deferred on the assault. They're both deferred, but also since it's violent, nobody will hire me.
Okay. How recent was it?
It was in September.
September of 2018.
Yes.
You were charged with how many felonies? One?
Well, I got it deferred on the felony for menacing.
Okay, menacing.
and then,
but you were still charged with a felony, right? But when
Right,
you
it's
say deferred, what does that mean, deferred? I think that means you still have it, and when you abide by all of the conditions, then they don't dismiss it. But what do they do?
Yeah, they do. They do. They dismiss it.
Okay.
So it's not. It's
so
no
it will
longer,
never. It will not even show up on your record.
Well, anything shows up on your record. I
Yeah.
think anything shows up, even if it's dismissed, it still shows up. But
Unless
yeah,
it's expunged. If it's expunged, it doesn't show up on your record, and you're allowed to say act as if it never happened if it's expunged. But if it's deferred, it's on your record, but they did not sentence you, basically.
Well, yeah, deferred means that they've just put it on hold on the back burner
Right,
as long
okay.
as I can. Yeah. So,
Right,
and
okay.
I asked the companies, how can they still use that against me, like the temporary service I was trying to work with?
Well,
and
it's
they
not
said,
that they. It's here's the deal. Where there's smoke, there's fire. People think they don't. Like let's for example say there are a lot of people have a lot of traffic violations and they always plead down and they always get defective headlights or whatever. Insurance companies look through that. And let's say people had a record. I'm not saying you, but they had a record of these altercations here and there, and they always managed to either make a plea deal or to get a deferred. It still shows some pattern. But if this is the only thing that you've ever had was a charge for assault, this felony, I'm not saying only thing. And then what was the other charge? Was it a misdemeanor?
it was, the menacing, I was trying to get in my car with the box cutter, so they said they were scared.
So one was menacing. Was that a misdemeanor?
There was a felony. That's another, they deferred it.
So two felonies.
No, the assault is a misdemeanor.
Okay, gotcha.
And the menacing is a felony.
I got you.
Yeah.
So one felony and one misdemeanor. Got it. Okay, so it really is unfortunate. And the only thing I can suggest, I know that once you get through with your deferment, but what do you have to do? When will all this be adjudicated?
It for 3 years, and it wouldn't be such a problem.
So you have to stay out of trouble for 3 years, and then it goes away?
Right, but in the meantime, I have to have something like...
I understand completely. Hold on. I understand where we are right now. And what do you do? I mean, I know there are some companies that hire people with records and give them second chances. Hold on, we'll discuss it.
This report is sponsored by Wyndham Hotels and Resorts.
If you've got somewhere to go, now's a good time to try to get there, at least on the...
2011 too, if I recall. I think she had shit in 2011 too.
Jane lives in Greeley. Maybe she could use an assistant.
There you go. Good idea, Joan.
She'll be at Tom's house in a week.
Why doesn't she get her records sealed?
You can't.
Huh?
You can't seal stuff like that.
What do you mean?
You can't seal your record because you simply want to.
Not because you want to, but if it's unjust, you can get it.
If it's unjust, you're absolutely right.
You can get it
But
expunged.
if you took a plea like
Yeah,
she did, it ain't going nowhere.
So she got in an altercation with her neighbor and she beat her neighbor up, is that it?
No.
And apparently pulled a box knife on him.
They said that she had, there was a knife, they had said a box knife. But of course, there's two sides, right?
Yeah.
We're hearing your side.
But there was something in 2011 too. I'm almost sure she's got another felony. I just looked at it last week.
Wonder what kind of line of work she's in.
And then she's got stuff on her record too that she didn't report, something with parole.
Group chat, webinars, and your conference rooms.
It looked like it was dismissed, but when you look at her record, man, it's horrible. There's nothing good about it. There was a lot of dismissals, there definitely was, but there was also felonies and there was failure to appear.
She would still be a good assistant.
Yeah. And if you're lucky, she failed to appear. Wow. That's pretty bad. She didn't sound very well.
Suzanne brought something up though. I mean, doesn't McDonald's and Burger King, don't they hire people with that? Or maybe they don't, I don't know.
They probably, in Greeley, they probably all know her.
To enjoy. Nothing
They
runs
probably do, yeah.
Okay, guys, let's talk about Fix It 24/7. I told you they're doing those extraordinary deals on whole house surge protectors because they do plumbing, heating, cooling, and electric and drains. And they have this $149 special on whole house surgery printers. I can't stress the importance of this, especially with storms coming. But overall, electricity in general pulsates, and it's not clean energy, not totally, and it wears on your appliances. This will help. Fix it 24/7. Extend the life of all your appliances and electronics. 720-526-3939.
Have you avoided the dentist for years and now find yourself with multiple problems? Dr. Barrett's with Barrett's Dental here to tell you it doesn't have to be that way. We have solutions. No matter how complex your problems, we can help. I invite you to one of our exclusive dinner events where you can learn about the different options available to help you get the smile you deserve, and all while enjoying a delicious dinner. During this presentation, I'll explain.
Okay, Wakefield Electric will hire people.
I'll also explain how
They will hire people with records and give them second chances.
Yeah, but wouldn't you have to know something about electric?
I don't know. They might have other support positions. I don't know.
And she's done phone operation before. That's what she heard.
Yep, customer service.
Seminars take place on Saturday, May.
Really, the oil field's still booming, isn't it?
You can't.
She should go work at the call center, that's what I think.
Can't fault people.
She was at a call center.
Oh, she was?
Yeah, at a call, she didn't say which one.
Every business in Greeley has a help wanted sign in their window.
I know. I just saw the numbers. There's how many more jobs than eligible people? It was crazy.
I thought everybody had a record up there.
Yeah, right. I'm not at
Mary?
native in Greeley, so.
Do we
but
pull
I
yours? Do
understand.
we need to pull your record?
Darn, I should have done that.
Yeah.
She's been running really up there. The crime ring.
She's been under the radar.
I
You
only
know-
lived there 19 years. I'm a native of Frederick.
So when I got an expungement, they said that you can actually say it act as if it did not happen, is what they said. It's expunged. They do that when they
It's
feel
better than the washcloth.
they
Yeah.
feel it is so
It's not
that
like
they do that. But sealing is even different than expungement. Sealing is just protection, but it doesn't mean it's gone.
Especially going through transition.
I like when you admitted finally you've been transitioning. What did he say?
I did say that on here.
Kate comes to a whole different meeting nowadays.
And she does.
People are going, wow, I didn't. What's it going to be? Teresa Martino?
Right. Thomasina.
Isn't it weird how words over the years you would have never associated going from man or woman to the opposite sex with the word transition 20 years ago?
Yeah.
You couldn't even reach that far in your mind.
It's
No,
not
but
what
there were people that did that years ago.
I don't think it was called transitioning, though. They were transvestites, but they don't change. They just dress.
And there are still straight people that do that.
Just talking.
And
Pick it. Affordable interest.
What size dress do you wear?
You need to know if he shaves his legs. Oh.
SimplyFloorsInc.com. That's the website where you go. I went there. I made an appointment. I met Amy at my house. She came and showed me all of my options. I have Simply Floors Inc. coming to my home on Friday. This is a real deal, a true story. They are wonderful people. You'll save 30, 40, 50% over big box stores. That's SimplyFloorsInc.com. Buddy Mitchell and his wife, they do a wonderful job in this entire industry. You will never find a better place to get floors. SimplyFloorsInc.com. I have to use her name. I say his wife. Karen, isn't it Karen, Mark?
what?
Buddy Mitchell's wife is Karen.
Yep.
Okay,
It's
good.
spelled different, though.
Right, I know. I need to actually start using her name. I just don't like it.
Did Karen come out? Are you sure it was the
No,
same
Karen
person?
didn't come out.
Yeah, okay.
I said Amy.
Yeah.
But Karen wrote to me. Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome, 303-713-TALK. Okay, so listen, Terry had an altercation in September of 2018. It ended up with 2 charges, 1 felony, 1 misdemeanor. They're on deferred, meaning if you keep your nose clean and do what they say for 3 years, you know, the judgment is deferred. In other words, you don't get a sentence, but you still have the convictions on your record. And here's the problem. She, with a conviction of a felony and with a conviction of a misdemeanor, it's very difficult to get work. So everyone, listen, everyone deserves to work if you want to work. I mean, right? You shouldn't have a life sentence because you have a record. But unfortunately, oh my God, people don't want to hire people with records. Do I think it's fair? No. But then again, I'm looking at myself. Would I hire someone with a felony? I don't know. Would you? I don't know. I mean, Joan Sullivan, would you? Approval reverse mortgage? Seriously, I'm asking these questions. We can see that it seems unfair, but yet would you actually take a chance and hire someone? And it's not that I don't even trust her.
Yeah, so to
I'm
become
not a terrorist.
No,
you know what
right.
I'm saying?
What would you...
To become a LO, they have to go through background checks. They have to get a license.
Yeah.
So the licensing process would exclude
So
her.
anything with licensing would be difficult. But here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that's a problem, Terry, is even if someone believes you, here's what they're going to say. I know what they're going to say. Well, sure, I'll hire. I wouldn't mind hiring, but then my customers might care, or if someone finds out, it looks bad. So by appearances only, they don't want to hire people, felons.
If she owned a window cleaning company, would we put her on referral list?
No.
Okay.
No. No. That's the problem. But listen. I think there are companies that hire on purpose people who have a record that need a second chance. I think I saw one of them. I saw a story on one of them called Wayfield Electric here in Denver. Maybe there are similar companies in Greeley. I don't know. But there are people who believe in giving people chances. Yes,
Yes,
Suzanne.
Tom, I was going to say I reached out just now to a couple of second chances organizations to see if they can help her or put us in touch with some resources for her.
So, Kerry, that's all we can do. And if someone's listening to you and wants to give you a break, we'll pass on the information. But Terry, are you hell-bent on staying in Greeley area?
No, I've commuted for 4 years.
Okay.
To the
What were you doing before this charge?
I was doing bill collecting, and I was also doing retention.
Okay.
For TiVo.
Okay. Well, what would be the harm of hiring someone with a felony to do phone work?
Insurance reasons? I don't know, Tom. Sometimes you got to insure
But you know
employees.
what? It is too bad. It really is. I mean, if you think about it, there are times, listen, people have a problem. And this doesn't define them the rest of their life. They should be able to get a job, but it is a difficult thing to do. JR has a comment on housing prices. We've been talking about valuations, assessments, taxes. JR, what's your comment?
Tom, I just want to just give me 20 seconds. I'm from Southern California for 30 years, and I knew I'm calling it the new Southern California situation that we have here in Colorado. Since the marijuana industry went through, we get tons of people coming here from all over. Bottom line is, I bought a house 4 years ago, Tom, 4 years ago, 168. Payments were 7-something, then it went up to 9, then it went up to 11. Now I'm at 1287 because it's worth $324,000. Wait a minute now, guys, let's be real. You're telling me
I gave you way more than 20 seconds, and I hear what you're saying, man. You are saying what everyone is saying, but at the same time, we like having stuff worth more. We have more coming up. Sheridan Auto. Good
worth
people.
More than what you're doing. That's the problem. I had one guy email us, you know what he said? He wanted the name of an appraiser to come out so he could fight his taxes. And I said, well, that'd be the dumbest thing you could ever do, because you're going to be submitting that it's worth more than they're stating.
He was he really meant somebody like Ed.
Yeah, because you got to go back a year.
But
I
they
want an
are-
appraisal based on the property values a year ago.
They're Californicating Colorado.
Oh,
No doubt.
totally. And
No
everywhere,
doubt.
absolutely, wanted to escape what they had out there,
Right.
and bring it here.
Bring it here.
Crazy.
Wasn't Poles from California?
I don't know where he's from.
Well, you are so anti-Poles.
Hey, well, look, he lied on his how he was going to do everything.
First of all, it's called a fit.
Is the wiring of new lives.
I can't wait to see. I bet that homeless issue, as liberal as Denver is, I bet it gets shot down by 20+%, maybe 30%.
Okay, I'll bet you
What?
that it will be less than
No,
30%.
let's do a real bet. $20 cash. 20
Okay,
cash.
30%.
Or how about this? The hormone bros.
It's going to be shot down
30%.
by.
We just said that. 30, did you
No,
say
I'm trying to think how to do
Did
this.
you guys
Over
do
under.
your 30%?
No, I heard 20.
No.
Dan wants to see.
30%.
20%.
30%.
20.
You said 30.
I'm changing. 20. $20. 20 or 20. 20.
30 points.
No. 20.
Get over here.
20. 20. Come on.
20 points?
20.
Dan wants to see them.
20%. Come on.
20 points.
20.
20 points.
20. 20 points. No way. 20 votes.
No.
Yes, it will get shot down by over 20 votes. Deal.
20 points. So if they, 30 points. So if 30 to, what was it, 35 to
Silly
65.
boys.
20%.
They're arguing.
20%.
You said everybody heard out
Okay,
there.
first of all,
Marcus,
this is what I deal. The guy's got one talent in life. Honest to God, no offense. He's an engineer, but that doesn't matter. Listen to how it's weird, but it could be sick as well. He can tell you where you got your shoes. He can literally look at your shoes and tell you where you got them. That is his talent. I know. It's like, of all the useless things, and he's right 80% of the time.
I'm right more than 80%.
Let me see. No way if you can on those, can you?
We need to outlaw.
Better lunch. Better lunch. This is incredible. You gonna bet him lunch?
So are you Italian?
Look at him.
Huh? I'm Italian. You speak Italian?
You got those shoes on your feet.
You owe him lunch.
My parents came from Slovenia.
He likes Del Frisco's for lunch.
35 years ago, I was in New Orleans and they did that.
Oh.
And they're still doing it. We've had callers gone, man. I sent a
Hey, I just did the shoe joke on Shannon. That's who owes me lunch.
Calabrese was mine.
She likes Del Frisco's.
I'll keep that one. That's for sure.
It's a good one, isn't it?
Shoes have you been?
Tom can tell you where you got your shirt. Boy, if someone fell for both, that would be the best.
I'm not blonde.
Did you grow up in Denver?
If you ever go to New Orleans, almost surely someone's going to get arrested.
Yeah, a lot of them. My dad did too.
Well, I'm ready for him.
You'll be ready for it. You know how you do it? You know how you get by with it?
My maiden name.
You say, okay, do it.
But in Italy, it was
say,
Pico.
they're not my shoes.
Totally spelled differently. Dad came down with Island, you know.
Buddy wants to do our carpet and the Monday and Tuesday of graduation. She graduates Tuesday. Your parents would be sleeping in the basement. So I don't know. He just emailed us. So look at that and think about that. Patty's graduation is Tuesday the 22nd. Wait. No. Tuesday the 21st? Shit. What is it?
You were the one that was on the shoe joke.
Okay. He wants to do it that Tuesday and Wednesday while we're in the ceremony and that kind of stuff.
You were telling people.
I got a lunch.
You have two in the T's here?
You could have done it really.
No. Is there anywhere you can throw Fuller in the show? Then let me do Fuller right now. Is it 30?
State of local taxes or recycling fees. Offer ends 5/31/19.
John Fuller, Fuller Law is a personal injury attorney. And I urge you to call John Fuller if you ever need a personal injury attorney for any reason. In other words, if you're in a car accident, get free legal advice. That's right, John Fuller will fully consult you and talk to you free of charge. You can call him anytime. And if he thinks it's a case, he will tell you and he will be truthful. He won't exaggerate to sign you up. And he only collects if he collects for you. John Fuller, someone I know and trust, you can too. 303-597-4500, 597-4500. PersonalInjuryCO.com.
So you know when you were saying it had a whole bunch of views last, that was
sale. I need to get it
last Monday.
If you want me to do it here, I will.
Go ahead, say it again.
I got to do another spot, guys. This is unusual.
It had all those views. You said it was, you forgot who was on there. Last Monday. When we were talking about Facebook views and how all of a sudden last Monday they went.
Oh, yeah.
So it was Fuller that was on.
Okay, guys, another spot. K&H has a special this month, okay? If you need, they do, of course, roofing, gutter, siding, windows, and doors. They're doing siding, windows, and doors, and they're doing windows for 25% off your entire project. That is a great deal. But in addition to that, listen to this. They're going to do a free upgrade to triple pane glass. And as I jokingly say, that's a lot of pane in the glass. And you get it free, the upgrade, plus 25% off your whole project. You can call them for details at 303-421-7100. Or better yet, go on and make your own appointment at khwindows.com, khwindows.com. And timing isn't as critical in this hour, so.
Hey, when's Buddy doing your house, dude?
Friday.
I am bitching.
Oh,
but he's only stretching your carpet.
Right now,
He's not doing any.
No, but it's a big stretch job.
Yeah, okay.
The whole house. Why are you saying that?
Because he's putting me off a week, and I wonder if he bumped you.
Oh.
But I'm getting a shitload of carpet.
Yeah,
I assume he's got to order the carpet and everything else.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
I need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, and I love doing what I do because we help so many people, and I want to help you. All you have to do is call me. 303-MARTINO 24/7, anytime. We'll get back to you. I promise you. 303-MARTINO with any problem, question, and complaint. Today, from the referral list, we have Joan and Mary Jane from ApprovalReverse.com, really the only people I recommend and fully endorse for reverse loans because they're going to tell you the truth about them. And they're very, very useful retirement tools. The line of credit we talked about earlier, what a great tool for people. I want to get to the phone. Somebody's been waiting a long time, and then we'll talk about anything you want at 303-713-TALK. You can call that number when we're in the studio, 303-713-8255. And 303-MARTINO also works. Lanai, what's happening? Lanai? Lene,
Yes,
sorry. Lene, what's happening?
Hi.
What's going on?
Well, I wanted to start out with, I am a single mom with 2 kids. I received SSI disability, and my son is also disabled.
Oh, my goodness. What's the nature of your disability?
I have a bipolar disorder.
Okay. Now, your son, what is his disability? I'm just trying to get a picture here of what's going on.
He's 3 years old.
Uh-huh.
He was born with a condition called meconium aspiration syndrome, and since then he has like sensory dysfunction.
Uh-huh. And so, do you
he's not talking yet.
Does he get Social Security disability?
Yes, he does.
Okay, so you're getting SSI, supplemental security income, plus you're getting SSDI or not?
Yes.
So you get SSDI.
And SSI.
And SSI, and your son gets SSDI.
I believe, or SSD.
Yeah, which is disability. So at least you're getting some basic needs here. So what's going on?
I filled out an application online to these apartments called the Courtyards at Buckley. On that application, I put down how much my income is and where it comes from.
Right.
And I went into the leasing office and I talked to one of the leasing agents, and she said, "Oh, you're fine. We just need income verification of your source of income." So I gave her that.
What did you say your income was? The SSDI? Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah, along with child support that I received, and
okay.
I put the full amount on. I put the full amount on the application. When I came into the office, I told them. She said, "You should be fine, and all we need is verification of your income."
What job were you applying for?
No, I was applying for an apartment.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, an apartment. And so what's the problem?
Okay, so when I gave them, after she looked over my application that I put in online, she said, "You should be fine with your income. We just need verification of your income." I gave her that, and she tells me
where you have to pay a $200 administration fee along with $50 application fee, which equals out to $256 per tent.
You know, a lot of people, by the way, a lot of people get suckered into paying all of these high prices for applications and end up getting nothing. But what I need to do now is I want to know, what is the problem now? Did you pay those fees and never heard from them, or what?
I paid those fees. After I paid the fees, about 10 minutes later, she told me that I don't meet the income qualifications.
Wait a minute. So she told you things are fine, let's get this done. You pay the money, and then the idiot tells you that you don't meet the qualification. Right after she knew exactly what you're. So you think she was just trying to get a hold of the application fee? Come on, really? I mean, was it that important to them? I find that hard to believe.
Yeah. And then she hands me the paper and says, well, do you see it says the administrative fee of $200 is non-refundable?
I know exactly the game that's going on. So now you're out. How much altogether?
$256.
Who's talking in the background, by the way?
It's my mom.
Oh, okay. All right. So this place that charged you the $250, why did they bother? Did you ask them, why did you bother taking my money?
Yeah, I asked them that. And they said, well, I clearly gave you a paper that shows the $200 is non-refundable.
Right.
And I explained to them, but you were fine with my income when it was when you looked over it online. You were fine with it. You said that I should have no problems getting an apartment. And she said, well, it says it's non-refundable. And she highlighted it after I had already paid the administration fee.
You know, that sucks. That really sucks. Mark, I don't see, I want to call them, and this is wrong. I mean, here, they had her sheets showing.
I wonder if they knew everything, though, like she had a kid and maybe a mother living with her. I mean, did they have all the calculations before I call over there?
Yeah, I filled it out online, and then they asked me to give them all my income verification.
Before you paid the fee.
Right.
And then you paid the fee. I understand. And they say, I'm sorry, you don't qualify. That just sucks. That just doesn't make sense to me. It sounds to me like they are simply cheating. They're but okay, hold on. I'm saying the same thing over and over. They knew what she made. They said, pay $250 and we'll find you we'll put in an application. Oh no, sorry, we can't. So hang on and let's call over. What's the name of the place that did this, Lene?
The Courtyards at Buckley.
Of course, Tom.
This is the one we get a bunch of complaints about. They're a bunch of scumbags. The Courtyards at Buckley. You know what? We get a lot of complaints about these people. Mark, could you call up and just... This is the kind of thing where I'd love to be over there and say, look, give her the money back. Hold on. We'll get Suzanne, get the number from her. Hey, Mike, what's happening?
Hey, Tom, thanks for taking my call.
What's going on?
Tax evaluations. My question is, I just bought a home, and the property tax, I'm going to use approximate numbers, is $3,000. There's another house identical to mine in the same neighborhood, just like half a block away, valued a little bit more, but their property taxes are $1,000 less a year.
Okay.
Same size property, exact same house.
Well, that's the reason. Hold on. What's going on?
Well, that happened where we lived.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, where we lived in Castle Rock prior to where we live now. We lived in a Red Hawk. Red Hawk, our taxes was way lower than the Meadows, which was right next to us.
I know, but
this is the same subdivision, literally, like, let's just say 15 houses away. It's the same floor plan.
Yeah, but there could have been a bond or something at the time when your house was built and the other ones weren't. That's all I'm saying.
In 97. Both were built in 97.
So, okay, why don't you, it's the same county, right, obviously.
Yeah. Oh,
okay,
yeah.
So that's why you protest.
See what the difference is in the mill levy.
Well, what does that make a difference?
They might have a higher mill levy in the neighborhood he's talking about, or the other houses.
But Mark, that doesn't make sense. They have a lower tax. They're only paying. If they had a higher mill levy, they'd be paying more tax.
That's my point. Maybe he's got a higher one then.
Oh, as to why he's paying more.
Yeah, why?
Are you in the same? Are you in the same school district?
There could be different schools, elementary schools in his.
That's true. Are you in the same school district?
Yes.
How about fire district?
Yes.
Same fire district. Hold on.
Ranch. It's 15 houses away.
Okay, so you're in the same school district, fire district, parks and recreation, if they have any special taxing districts, whatever. You both are the same.
Yes, identical houses.
Then I would protest. I mean, that's what it's for.
You can see what the difference, though, is because of the mill levy. If there's no difference in the mill levy, I agree with you 100%. They're way off. If there is a difference.
I understand, but why would there be a difference?
There could be an elementary school right next to him or something along those lines. I've just seen it before.
But, Mark, no, listen, I think that the whole school district...
Let's get the two addresses off there.
I think the whole school district, if you're in the same district, has the same mill levy. I don't believe that part of a school district has a higher mill levy than another part of the school district. I think it's a mill levy for the whole district. So if they're in the same school district, even if he had the high school next to him or the middle school next to him, I don't think that makes a difference. It's based on valuation and mill levy. And, of course, what the other guy said, whatever that rate is, but who cares? What I'm saying is it all boils down to price per thousand, and then you have a valuation. Higher valuation, higher taxes. But then there are taxing districts. So many people don't understand that you have more than state tax, city tax, county tax, school tax. I mean, you have all kinds of taxes, and all kinds of taxing districts. You can live in an area that has a park, and you're in a certain parks district. There are people in Park Meadows is its own district. You know, not that people live there, but it's a commercial district. I think it's overly complicated, but it all boils down to this: your valuation, and if you have the same mills, the same districts, you should pay the same. Why wouldn't you? And that's the reason you protest. That's the reason you do it, Mike. I mean, I don't know what you were asking me. What were you asking exactly?
I was just asking for advice.
Okay, did you get your valuation?
My evaluation is less than theirs.
That doesn't make sense. Your valuation, your tax valuation is less than their tax valuation with all the same taxing districts, and you're paying more. That doesn't make sense. You know what? We can go online. Hold on.
It's easy if we had both addresses.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to put Mark on it since he has done a lot of this online.
Douglas County, for that matter, I think they have, like, just to give you an idea, maybe 400 different zones, if you will.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even though that house is close to his, same model.
All right.
And I think what you brought up was great. There could be a park associated with the neighborhood next to his.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to look online and find out. Give us the information.
This report is sponsored by Wyndham Hotels.
Could it be the people at the other one at 65?
I'm going to go call that apartment complex.
It's a dump. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. I mean, that could be the apartment complex.
It's one of these ones, I don't care. I'm going to call up, they're going to tell me to pound sand.
Why don't we take this off the buck road?
I'll tell you why, because she agreed to pay it. I'll tell you exactly why. And then have you thought of the reality of picking them up and getting them to actually show up at court?
Showers likely later on today with a high of 58.
All right.
A lot of crime there. Yeah, why do I want to live there? She should be on Section 8 housing anyway.
6,000 hotels across the country.
Exactly.
What?
And Super 8. A great hotel by Wyndham is closer than you think. Find one near you and book direct at wyndhamhotels.com.
Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ, a way to get straight, beautiful teeth without the excessive cost of full cosmetic dentistry. You know, full mouth restoration and cosmetic dentistry can be $50,000 and $60,000, and it doesn't correct your bite. It doesn't correct your palate. With the new orthodontics, you get your palate widened, even as an adult, by wearing these mouthpieces and then Invisalign braces. The whole process is just 2 years, and you cure sleep apneas and TMJ plus. Get a beautiful smile. That's why it's called the new orthodontics. For children, they have the same process. My kids are going through it. It's called new early orthodontics, NEO. NEO, new early orthodontics. They're down at Lincoln, at the light rail station down near Park Meadows. You have to check out the new orthodontics, whether for your children or for you as an adult. 303-690-0100. 303-690-0100. Dr. Kent Lawson is a genius. You'll save thousands and thousands of dollars over regular orthodontics. 303-690-0100.
Daniel, this Matthew guy on line 1, his voice sounded so freaking familiar. This is who I think it is. So listen when he comes on. Remember the guy who got fished in Facebook and scammed out of some money with the blonde?
Yep.
I think it's him because his voice is so distinct. Now he has a missing friend. Hasn't seen her since Thursday.
Is this the one with the Canadian? His Canadian girlfriend over in Africa somewhere, in Guana?
No, that was the parents got involved. No,
Okay.
this is the one. He connected up with some fake Facebook on Facebook of a blonde chick, sent her money, and it was, you will recognize his voice.
Well, this other one was the FBI, then the fake FBI called him.
No,
this is that one.
I don't think it is. I could have my drama confused. You never know.
A lot of drama.
Oh, there's drama out there.
Oh my gosh. I keep getting these robocalls on my cell phone saying that my social security number has been compromised and they've canceled my social security number.
Would you please give me the numbers that call you?
Oh, sure.
I want to do it.
Oh my God, they keep, I probably get 4 or 5 a week.
Do they have an accent?
Oh, it's robo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's not a person.
You make as much as $1,000.
Your social, you need to call because your social security
And
number has
they
been
got it now. If you call there, the voice will say, you know, this is the IRS or whatever it's
yeah,
supposed to be
yeah,
for.
social security administrator, yeah, for this one.
But then when you talk to somebody, then you'll go, oh yeah. So when you do or over 65, does it say on your taxes that?
It's in your exemption.
So we can look that up right there, because that's 50% more is what he's paying on this other person's paying. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
But, you know, his house might be a better location because he is close to the high school, where that other house doesn't have the value because of the location. I mean, just because your house is identical doesn't mean it's going to be assessed exactly the same.
Right.
Yeah, maybe his house has been upgraded and that other guy hasn't.
Well, he says the other guy's valuation was more. That's what I don't understand.
Was more, so, yeah.
No, his was,
The other person, the same model, the same model.
Right, this guy's taxes were more.
Yeah.
No.
They must have a special assessment sometime.
That-
Yeah.
But they don't remember.
Man, they're doing a lot.
Everything doors since 1956.
IdealHomeLoans.com. Get your loan on and get it started by phone or on the internet. And you know, in this competitive market right now, they can still close you in 3 weeks or less. They can get you a pre-approval as well. That means all they need is an appraisal. If the house appraises, you get the loan, you're already approved. It's an amazing deal, plus the interest rate guarantee. You see, that takes all the risk out of it. If you have to close and get a loan, don't worry about it. If rates go down, it doesn't cost you to refinance over the next 2 years, and they only have to go down by 0.75% for you to qualify. And every time you close, you get a new interest rate guarantee. They also have a credit optimization, which helps tweak your credit, making minor adjustments quickly, ethically, to get you better pricing. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. That's why I keep saying that. You can get your custom term loan as well. You get your interest rate, right, that you want, but you may not want to go back to 30 years. So you pick whatever term you want. 303-867-7000. IdealHomeLoans.com.
There is, I mean, that's a huge difference. 1,000, 50% more. There's something to that story.
That's missing.
And Mary, you said.
I'm Tom Martino. Okay, approval reverse. When you said you had to qualify, is it credit that you have to qualify for? Why do you have to qualify if it's a reverse loan that you don't have to pay back? Mary Jane, quickly, please. Why? Why? I don't understand it.
We have to make sure that the borrower has taken care of their finances properly. So
Really? Why? Now, it used to be no qualification.
That's right. So
Why did that change?
That changed in 2015. So
Why?
You have to be responsible for your taxes and insurance, so we check that to make sure you haven't been late in the last 24 months. We check your credit report to make sure that you have you've paid your car payment if you have one, or your credit cards, or your house payment, and it's part of the qualification. Everyone
Is it hard to qualify?
Not really.
Like, is it easier than a normal loan?
It's pretty much the same.
Okay. All right. It's Joan?
But there's a way around it.
What do you mean?
So if, let's say, there are issues, and if there's enough equity, then we can do a set-aside for property tax and insurance, and then we can, help them to qualify, even though there may be some credit issues.
Cool.
So there's a workaround.
Mark, what were
Hey, I'm actually on with the lady that dealt with this woman at Courtyards at Buckley, so I'll have a pretty good update here in a minute.
Mark. See, Lene says that they knew exactly what her income was before she submitted the app, but they wanted an application fee of $250, then told her immediately afterwards, oh, you make too much money. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Shirley, what's going on with you, Shirley?
Hi, Tom.
What's happening?
I called you last week about my tax man that still had my 2017 tax papers.
How'd you find this tax man to begin with?
Oh, I went to school with him, 50 years ago.
Okay, so did he always do your taxes?
Oh, yes, and he does my family. He does a lot of our friends.
Then what happened? Did he all of a sudden flake out or what?
He must have. I don't know.
When did you give him your records?
He had them in 2017. I was there preparing my taxes, and we were missing one paper that I had to get.
This was in 2017?
Correct.
Did he file for 2000?
He did not.
What was he working on in 2017? Your 2016?
No. I'm sorry. In 2000, he had my 2017 papers that I still need to file.
Got you. So you never filed 2017?
Okay. Yes.
You never filed that?
He never filed them, and he...
But hold on. So you didn't file either. You are unfiled for 2017.
Correct.
Are you unfiled for 2018?
I'm unfiled, but I did pay for an extension.
Gotcha.
Because I went to H&R Block, and they said I had to file my 2017. Before I could do
no, that's not true. You can file. You don't have to go in sequence. So that's not true. I don't know why they told you that, but it's a good idea to do it. So what did H&R Block say to do about the year where you don't have records? What kind of records are you looking for? What's so important?
He has all my paperwork. He has my W-2s. He's got my...
Your employers have copies of all that.
I sold stock. I sold a house. He's got all the paperwork of what I wrote off.
I'm not telling you, listen, I'm not telling you that's not important, and we can try to help you get your paperwork. But it should not prevent you from filing taxes. Were you married when you sold your home?
No.
Okay, did you have more than a $250,000 gain?
No.
Then don't worry about that. I mean, you don't have to do anything. But what about, what other stuff? Your stock you sold, did you make money?
Yes.
How much money did you make? How much profit?
I'm not sure how much profit. It was quite a bit, though.
And was it in a stock account?
It was through my employer.
Was it ESOP, employee owned?
Yes.
They have records of that. In other words, everything that you need to file your taxes exists.
It was Vanguard. It was Vanguard.
Okay, this is good news because you can recreate all of that. But we'll still try to help you. What's the name of the account? Oh, Suzanne, what do you have?
So, Tom, I called Mr. Paul Ketchum last week.
Paul Ketchum.
Ketchum.
Is he freaked out? Is he flaked out?
He
What
never
happened?
returned our call, so now it's in Daphne's hands, and you know how she is.
Yeah, she'll henpeck him to death. Or pitbull them, or whatever we need. She takes out the heavy guns if we need them. But really, there must be other people with the same problem. You can't be the only one. So,
when I went,
is his office still open?
There's a sign on the door. There's a lot of paperwork.
What does the sign on the door say?
It says that Paul's been sick and he's in the hospital, but that was on...
Oh, dear, I didn't know that.
Well, maybe he is sick.
Well, wait a minute. But when I went to pick up my paperwork, his girlfriend and the house cleaner was there, a woman cleaning their house, and I told you she looked at me like a deer in headlights, you know.
Listen, maybe the guy... Yes, Suzanne.
Daphne says she just messaged me saying she's on the phone with him right now, and he's going to call her right now.
All right, you hear that? Did you see the...
now.
Yeah, hold on. Okay, we're going to hold on. So look at those results, huh? Is that cool or what?
This is Denver's Talk Station.
Jesus.
Okay. Let's see. Let me give you a tease.
Did you ask her if she got her shoes?
I said yes. Actually, when you bring the lady back up with the kids on SSI, she'll be an easy shoe job. She'll owe us lunch, no problem. And we'll do it over the radio. Hey, look at your shoes.
Hope she doesn't owe any money.
All right, where are we at now? Are we down 600 yet? Now that I liquidated, I want to fucking see this bad boy crash so I can rebuy them. Hey, we're coming up on 600.
What's that?
Down.
It is down 600.
577.
Wow.
The VIX is up, though. I love the VIX. Love the VIX. I'm going to bet on the VIX one of these days. I'm a little afraid.
You just won't bet on the Kentucky Derby.
We got screwed on the Derby. We bet the winner and he gets disqualified. Can you believe it?
Mark,
Never happened before.
Mark and Tom, I totally missed that Mike call with the 2 properties, and he's still holding. He's a referral list number.
We need the addresses.
He texted him to Mark. So what do I do with this guy now?
Who is this?
Because you deleted
Which
his
one
line.
is
He's on line 3. Mike with the 2 properties. I missed the whole call.
He wants to look him up online. That's all. We need both addresses.
So we don't need him on the air anymore?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll tell Mike
Get
that.
his number, though.
We have it.
What does he do? What does he
He's
do?
GE Tree Service. Mike with GE Tree
I don't
Service.
tell him he only sent me one.
Okay, I'll tell him.
There's something that'll be easy.
If the mill levy's going to be different. I mean, I guess it could be a total fuck up.
50% more.
That's weird. That's my whole point, though. There's something different.
I agree. There's something different.
There could be parks. There could be schools. There could be
I
a
wonder
crazy mayor. Could be the mayor. You didn't even think of that. Mayor McCheese. Come on now, Dan. Could be Hickenlooper. He opened a bar there. He's got a brewery next door. His house was built on commercial zone property.
Right now, cloudy and 57.
He didn't say that he gets free beer.
They don't pay for trash.
It's the Napa Auto Care Centers. Get a $75 prepaid Visa card when you spend $250 on quality Napa brakes at participating Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa
What county
Auto
was that
Care
in?
Centers.
I'm holding
Exclusions only offer ends by
pasting it to myself
31/19.
right now. I can't do that on my phone.
Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center will help you with hearing loss or with tinnitus or with both. Make no mistake, tinnitus is a serious problem. It's not a hearing problem. It's neurological, and they know how to deal with it. But there are hearing devices that can help mask it and make your brain ignore it. And the longer you wear these devices, the better it gets. And then it helps with your hearing loss as well. Then there are permanent treatments as well. Whatever you need, though, Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center and their staff, Dr. Patty, Dr. Lisa, and Dr. Dagmar, have been doing this for years. They're conveniently located. I love the new location at Clarkson and Hampton. It's in the urgent care building right there on the corner. They're on the second floor. Helpforringing.com is the website. 303-534-0163. You get to try out everything first before buying. That's what I love about Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. Of course, you need a full evaluation. 303-534-0163.
If you missed
Is he sending me the other address?
now might be your time. Lower rates may help you to qualify for your new home.
They really got quite the website for, they bring up your.
Yes, he said he was, and a lady said that, you know, if one homeowner owned their house longer than the other, the percentage increase is different, depending on how long you've owned it. I missed the whole call, so I feel like I'm
I don't know. That's just somebody.
passing a message. All right.
A house is a
Is
house.
that right? Is that true?
California.
That's a horse, not a
Does
house.
that.
Oh, California, because,
Yeah.
Proposition 13
Yeah,
back
yeah,
then.
yeah.
To me,
But I
that's
haven't heard that.
unconstitutional.
Why? Why?
Why?
Why?
Well, because here you have a guy who's bought their house at $100,000, now it's $1 million.
Yeah.
You have a new guy, young guy coming in, and he's got to pay
What's if it's an old
$700,000.
guy?
Huh?
What's if it's an
But
old
the
guy?
value is
Well,
still
that's the reason that they say that, but it doesn't matter.
The values are still the same.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, you might as well say it's not fair for over 65 to get a 50% discount.
No, they
off
could
the
they
first
could do that, but
house.
that was their reason for doing Proposition 13, but they screwed everybody else.
No, but
doing
if
it.
I lived in my house since '94, I'm the original owner. This guy buys his house in 2003. The market's completely changed, so he's paying a lot more money for his house.
Sure.
My house is even worse, because now his house, when you go to closing, you fill out a form for the assessor's office. They get that information, they know what you paid
Right,
for that house, that's why it has more value.
Okay, this one is here. Now,
But
let me
they're
find
supposed to
that.
redo all the value.
Yeah, they're supposed to be consistent.
Yeah,
Right.
consistent. But the automatic is the two, the automatic assessment.
Where do I find the mill
And
levy?
they do that every second year.
Where do I find the mill
But if you have
levy?
sale, we're
You
gonna
see it
use that.
anywhere?
It's right here.
Also on my referral
So
list.
would there be,
What if buying a house?
I need the mill levy. Where do I get the freaking mill levy?
did they do just one mill levy? or
Full
did they-
property info. Hold
Inspector to uncover hidden problems. No loan
on. Okay, now do we see the mill levy? Is this?
You gotta go to treasures.
0.170.
If you're stuck in a time
Actual value, tax rate, this you think, 9.4507? Here's the assessed value. Could it be that 9.4507? It's not giving us the mill levy, it's giving us the other method.
That's
The
the factor
assessed
that
value,
you use. You use that factor times the mill levy.
the 9.4507. Well, you use that against the assessed value, right?
Well, then, Corbin said.
Oh, here it is, 13 tax, here, this is great, 13 tax authorities.
So that should be the same.
Mill levy is 94.507.
Total?
94507. Now,
It says 0.17 acres.
now I'm gonna go to the other one. No, we don't care about anything but the fact that I'm right. Right, Tom?
Yes. Or you've been slapped with an audit. Let Larson.
It is the exact same.
So his
Wow.
Yeah,
estimated
but then
tax.
it should be the same price.
No, it shouldn't be.
What do you mean it shouldn't be?
Well, I'll tell you why in a minute. I mean, it could be a mistake. I don't recall.
Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
Yeah, punch that out.
You're curious too, aren't you?
I am, or something.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. All right, Lene, we did call the apartment complex. By the way, I just want to say they're scumbags. It's a dump. It's a terrible place, and I don't doubt that they knew everything about you and still collected the money just to collect it. That's my opinion of these people. Mark, you talked to him. What was your opinion? You actually talked to him. Did
Actually, they were very open and what I assume, I'll take them at their word, honest about it. She thought she was getting X amount for her smaller child that I guess has a handicap. I don't know how much he gets per month, but she didn't know.
She was getting more than she said?
She was actually, it ended up, she was getting less. So it's just like anywhere else. You got
she doesn't get enough money, not too much money.
Basically, she told them at the beginning, here's what I get each month from myself, this. Apparently, she was off on what she received for her child or what she was going to receive from her child. What that did was put her $551 under the three times.
So, okay, so they're saying, Lene, they're saying you did not tell them accurately what you had coming in.
Now, let me.
So when they went to verify it, I'm just telling you what they said.
Yeah.
They said they
tried to put me into a one-bedroom. They said I qualified for the one-bedroom.
Lene, I don't want to go into 1 or 2 bedrooms. Here's what I want to know. And here's the only thing now, the only issue. The estimate that you gave them before you submitted the application, was it exactly what they found out when they confirmed it, or are they right? Did you put down more money than you actually got by mistake? Did you do that? You're saying no. Okay, how much did you say on your application you had coming in exactly then? Because we have the figures they have. How much exactly?
$2,500.
Okay, you have $2,500 coming in every month, and they say you do not.
They said I was fine.
Okay. Yes, if you had $2,500 coming in, you would be fine. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, but then they told me that I don't meet that. You have to make $3,000.
Oh, they upped it, you said. Mark?
Yes.
They said...
All I can do is report back exactly what they just told me.
The reason they upped it is because you're responsible for all the utilities and the water.
Oh, well...
Yeah, but Lene is saying
$200.
Lene is saying they should have known that before she submitted the application. Well, in other words, they know damn well what it takes to qualify.
Well, and here's the other.
Will they refund her money?
No. And here's the deal. They've put in that request to the ownership. The ownership said no. This company, this company that I just talked to, that happened to deal with her directly, the same lady. Which was pretty cool. But anyhow, they do this for a lot of different apartment complexes. All they do is this part, do they qualify or not? And when someone asks for a refund on that, it's not from this particular company. The management gets that. And they asked the management over there at that, that apartment, and they said, no way, Jose.
Okay.
So the bottom line is she's not getting her money back.
No, not easily. Lene, I just need to know, because I'm a little unclear. You told them you have $2,500 a month coming in, and you really do have $2,500, right?
Yeah.
And then after...
Was there ever any discrepancy with your youngest child? How much? Like you had to send them something, like a pay slip or anything?
He just got approved for disability.
Okay.
And he just sent me the letter.
Right. And did you report that in the beginning?
Yes, I told them. The reason I didn't tell them in the beginning is because I didn't know how much the amount was.
So, hold on, but Mark, what do you mean, Mark? That would mean she has more money coming in than she told them.
According to them.
She estimated.
She guesstimated it, and then it came in less. That's what they're saying. Right. On the younger child.
Did it come in less than you told them?
I didn't tell him I didn't know how much he was going to get. Why would I tell him that?
So in the $2,500 that you told them you had coming in, did it include your child's disability?
No.
So that would only increase it. So you actually have more than $2,500 coming in. How much do you have coming in then?
Yeah, $2,707.
Okay. See, Lene seems to be telling the truth. I don't put it past these scumbags. I'm telling you, man, they make money taking application fees.
All they do is crunch numbers, yeah. At this particular company, I mean, they're not getting this fee. They're getting paid by the apartment complex.
Of course, they probably get half.
I don't know what they
Who knows? But here's the deal. You told them you had $2,500 coming in. Then you later found out you're getting an extra $200 from your child.
Do they know about the extra money now?
Yes, they do. I told them, and they wanted verification of it.
Did you verify it?
When I found out initially, I had called the Social Security office.
Listen, this doesn't matter. It all comes down to this. Listen, they say you need $3,000 to qualify, and you have $2,700. Is that right?
Right.
Okay, that's what it comes down to. How much is the rent?
For the one bedroom, I think it was
No,
1,000.
I thought it was 2 bedrooms you were applying for.
I was, but they said I didn't income qualify for that. So then they tried to put me into a one bedroom.
Okay, how much is the rent on a 1 bedroom?
1,000. It's either 1,086 or 1,000.
All right, so basically you have to have about $3,200 a month for you to qualify on a $1,000 rent. So you're short. That I can see their numbers work.
And they knew about that.
You're saying they knew it before they collected the $250. It's all coming down to the $250. It all comes down to the $250. So what do we do? I mean, she wants to get the $250 back, and they're not going to give it. So the only option we have, other than warning people that this is, believe me, I believe you. I believe they collect $250 from tons of people that they know damn well won't qualify. I believe you. So take them to small claims court. You have a good claim. Your claim is they told you, they lured you, fraud in the inducement. That's what it's called. I would take them to small claims court. If it was me, I'd take them to small claims court to get it. They won't budge. They say they're not giving the money back. That's what they say, Lene. They're not going to give it back. And I warn people about staying away from these places. This courtyard at Buckley, they suck. They really do. But any place that takes an application fee, don't believe them when they say you qualify. Just fill out the form. Don't believe them. It just sucks. For this woman, $250 is really important. So here's the thing. I think that you should consider small claims court for these people. Times like this, I think these kinds of people should be stung bad. These apartment complexes. They are preying on people who don't have the money. They are. They're preying on them. But here, you can do the math by yourself, too. Every apartment complex we know of requires 3 times the amount of rent.
Yup, and that does not include, like she was saying, the water and stuff like that. So 3 times the amount of whatever it is.
So if the rent's $1,000, you have to have a $3,000 income.
If it includes water and electric and gas.
But if it doesn't, do they add that and then multiply that by 3?
Bingo.
They want 3 times the expense, basically.
Yeah, because what they've learned, and it's not just this one, it's all of them, the chances of default are a lot higher if they don't make that 3 times.
All right. I'm really sorry, Lene. They say they're not giving the money back.
On this Douglas County one, that guy that called up Highlands Ranch House, too?
Yes, he said.
I'm totally lost now because I'm looking at both, and 2019 estimated taxes on property 1 is $3,262.
And is that his?
I don't know. On property number 2, it's $3,300. They're within $40 for the year, so I don't even know what he...
So what is he talking about then?
I have nowhere else
Well, if you're listening, sir, we just refuted what you said, and he's looking at the actual records.
The mill levy is the same. They both have 13 tax authorities. So these are identical. He was right. They're identical homes. The only reason one is 40 is because the acreage is just a hair bigger on the other.
All right, so it sounds completely consistent. So those who are listening, and he said, oh, no, hey, isn't he a guy that we know? Can we call him? All right, why don't we call him? We may not have time to talk to him today, but maybe tomorrow. He called and said they were identical homes. That's Mike. He said they were identical homes. I don't know. Mark's looking right online.
Maybe one of his neighbors is BSing him, and it wasn't cheaper.
Right. He was just trying to get his goat or something. Matthew, what's happening?
Yes.
What's going on with you, Matthew?
Yeah, I'm missing a friend right now.
Well, I'm missing a lot of people, but I miss my mother. But where's your friend?
Well, it was a lady friend I was with and stuff.
I don't mean to make light of it. Do you truly mean someone is missing?
Well, I wouldn't say missing and all that. It seems like this person just doesn't want me to stay in contact.
Well, okay, then you ought to take a hint, right? I mean, if they don't want you to be in contact, but hold on. Let me get to the rest of the story. Truly, Matthew, just hang on.
This report is sponsored by Napa Auto Parts.
There's a few of the typical delays and the typical spots popping up as the lunch hour continues on this Tuesday across town. The good news is no stalls or accidents being reported, so that's a great bit of information there. Northbound I-25, though, slow downtown, approaching Alameda. Lets up when you get north of 6th Avenue. Westbound I-70 starting to build a bit of slowing there in the elevated portion. Westbound 270, stop and go either side of Vasquez at this time. The weather forecast. Showers likely later on today with a high of 58. Tonight, showers continue overnight and a low around 41. Right now, mostly cloudy skies in Denver and 57. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
Right now at Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa Auto Care Centers. Get a $75 prepaid Visa card when you spend $250 on quality Napa brakes. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa Auto Care Centers. Exclusions apply. Offer ends 5/31/19.
Is the condition of your mouth impacting the quality of your life? Have you avoided the dentist for years and now find yourself with multiple problems? Dr. Barrett's with Barrett's Dental here to tell you it doesn't have to be that way. We have solutions. No matter how complex your problems, we can help. I invite you to one of our exclusive dinner events where you can learn about the different options available to help you get the smile you deserve, and all while enjoying a delicious dinner. During this presentation, I'll explain how you may be able to save teeth you thought were hopeless. I'll also explain how dental implants can provide solutions for missing teeth or ugly, ill-fitting dentures.
Finally, I'll discuss how you can get your mouth healthy again and smile and all without referring you all over from doctor to doctor to doctor. Barrett's Dental Seminars take place on Saturday, May 4th and Thursday, May 9th. Admission is free, but seating is limited. Call 303-731-1308.
I bet you're right. Someone's trying to do it. Rub him around. Oh, Fred, he's only paying $2,000.
Let's talk about John Fuller, Fuller Law. The very first thing people do, they call me, they talk to friends, they talk to neighbors, they get in an accident, they don't know what to do, and they say, what should I do? What should I do? And what about this? And what about that? And what if it was a rental car? Or what if it was a motorcycle? What if it was a big rig? All of these questions can be answered free of charge immediately by John Fuller. Really, you should talk to John Fuller in the event of any injury to make sure that you don't give up any of your rights. You know, you may not sue, you may just settle, you may have a simple case, you may have a complicated case. Let John Fuller work it out for you. You know, he only collects a small percentage of what he collects for you. There's no downside here. John Fuller. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500.
You got a frog in your throat or so.
There's this guy emailing in. If Comcast says he has issues with his cables in the house, he's asking who does that? Who comes out and fixes that? Doesn't
To rewire the house or flex place?
Or like who? Like who would do that?
Geez, man,
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
But I thought the cable company normally does.
Hell no. It's your house, your cable. They're generally responsible up to the house.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's outside.
Geez, can you imagine if they had to take responsibility for homes built in 1908?
No, I'm not saying. Well, every time I switch companies, they come in and rewire the company.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. They've done like 3 times in mine.
No, they haven't. What are you talking about? They come in and rewire to all your bedrooms and everything?
No. I don't need it to the bedrooms, but from the line
This
to
is
the
a family
place where it
chiropractic
goes,
center.
either
Dr. Mike Hederscheit, Bright Light Chiropractic. He's got x-rays on site. He also has this new spinal scanner that identifies curvature and pressures and misalignments. This hands-on evaluation, $50. And then the adjustments are only $50. And if you get a package of just 10 or more, you can get $35.
No, there's companies
for
who
only
do that,
$30. Bright Light Chiropractic, 720-583-4506. BrightLightDenver.com. That's BrightLightDenver.com. How's this for a great deal? You can get your drains cleared for just $93 or it's free. 93 or free. Only from Plumline Services. So if Plumline can't clear your drains for just $93, the call is free. You have nothing to lose. If there is a serious problem, Plumline Services will present you with honest options to fix it.
Yeah.
Plumline is one of the few companies with their own drain division. No subcontractors. 93 or free. 303-562-0439. That's, here we go, Dr. Kelly, 0439. Let's talk about family dentistry. Are you looking for a dentist? If you are, we have someone. Avenue Dental Studio, where you will meet some wonderful people. Dr. Kelly and her husband have a great practice. And you know what? They do general dentistry. It's a husband and wife dentistry team. Dr. Kelly and Dr. Jerem. And they do cosmetic dentistry. They do general dentistry, what you would expect in any good dental office. And they do implants. Now, Suzanne is a patient. She loves them. We all fell in love when we went into the place. It's such a warm, welcoming atmosphere. You will love them too. As I said, they do the best cosmetic dentistry around. It is unbelievable. And if you need minor adjustments to your smile and you need to fix up your smile, you want to do a makeover, I just never saw anything more natural. They're minimalists. They believe in doing the minimum amount to get you the maximum results. And that's what Suzanne is doing it. And it's going to be fun because she already has chosen them over a number of other dentists that we've interviewed. Family dentistry, cosmetic dentistry, implant dentistry. And you should contact them. It's conveniently located in the tech center with plenty of parking. AvenueDentalStudio.com, 720-240-4740. 720-240-4740.
Ask Alexa to play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio. Then you can hear Ross Kaminsky tackle the liberal act tomorrow morning 5 to 10.
Getting 630 KHOW from iHeartRadio.
If Denver's talking about it, you'll hear it on
So
630
that didn't take long. I made full arrangements to get Simply there, and they called and said they can't make it. Who? Buddy. Why? I don't know, because they overscheduled. Now I'm gonna be fucked because it's the only time I can get it done.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Mike, we looked up the two properties exactly as you showed them to us. Mark has the records online, which shows you're both paying exactly the same tax, except for like a $40 difference.
Yeah, it shows $40 a month, man.
Because one, $40 a year.
I didn't have the new tax. I didn't have the new tax on the other property because it was still pending.
Well, it's the same. It's the same exact tax. Same exact tax.
Look in the history, the last 10 years, there was a big discrepancy between the two properties.
Well, listen, Mike, when was it built?
Both 97.
Okay. All we looked at is the current tax rate right now, and you're both paying exactly
I'm looking
the
at the
same.
last year's. Hold on.
Let's look at the last year's. Hold on a second, all right? Meanwhile, we're running out of time, so Matthew, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Now, what do you mean you're missing a friend? You had a lady friend, and what, she told you to get lost? She doesn't want to hear from you again?
Well, it kind of did that because we were kind of chatting and all that on Facebook on that message.
Yes.
And, after that, things just kind of fell apart. I mean, we were just been going out, and we were eating at that Chubby's Mexican restaurant. That's the first time I saw her.
You mean you had an online relationship, then you met at Chubby's, and pretty romantic. Whose idea was that?
My idea.
Okay. And then when you met at Chubby's, what happened?
Well, we were just in a relationship. Well, no, we weren't. It's just things were just, things were going right and all that.
And then what happened then?
Well, I met her and all that, and the problem is having problems.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Suzanne, can we get Matthew on earlier so we can figure out exactly what's going on? Seriously,
Matthew.
It's
going to be a gem.
Okay. And then, Mike, we're going to get back to your property tax issue, okay? And we'll figure that out because you can actually abate taxes going back.
It is different.
Don't forget, ApprovalReverse.com, ApprovalReverse.com, and if we're, of course, Referralist.com.
Last year, one was $3,000 assessed to value higher.
But what did they pay at difference taxes,
No, it's just purely the assessment was higher.
Impressive.
Just last year. Then this year,
But
they're identical.
What about the year before last?
31,980 versus 34,290.
So it was always close.
2 years in a row, they were